Can you believe that the Phoenix area had people taking off shirts ringside at the Royal Rumble because it was just too hot to have an AEW shirt on? We got so much to talk about for Phoenix. NXT TakeOver Phoenix, the Royal Rumble at Chase Field, the coinciding Raw and Smackdown Live to follow, plus Evolve Wrestling's own AR Fox is calling in to this show at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to talk some Evolve 121, Evolve's return to the Michigan area later in May. We're going to have so much fun this week as we...
Are you ready? No! I said, are you ready? Woo! You just made the list!
Oh, I knew he was going to do that. I just knew he was going to do that. He don't need genetics.
Damn! You don't know what hard times are, Daddy. Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass. The crew rose to the top, oh yeah. It's just the man! What the rock is cooking! Bulletproof for life, good bout, and good night, bad.
They got the answers. I change the questions.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
You're listening to the most inappropriate pro wrestling show of all motherfucking time. You're listening to Breaking Down the Ring. We are your ring crew.
Nick? Yeah, bitch. Yeah.
And me, the almighty one, Mikey himself. We got a pretty big show tonight, man. Honestly, given out in the intro, let it be known, AR Fox, the one and only AR Fox, is calling up. He's going to talk about all of the things that were happening in Evolve Wrestling right now. And for anyone who doesn't know, like, Evolve Wrestling is to the WWE what in baseball terms as the AA affiliate is to your MLB affiliate. You know, most people going from Evolve hit NXT, then from NXT to WWE. So they're like the AA of the, you know, WWE, which is awesome. We were at, the Ring Crew was at Evolve 105 here in Michigan, and it was Keith Lee's last match. He faced Matt Riddle. Had a nice little going away conversation that he had in the middle of the ring, and then the next takeover, Keith Lee was sitting ringside for NXT. Then Matt Riddle, same thing, finished up there. Next takeover, he was sitting right ringside at NXT. So AR Fox, man, AR Fox is going to call in. He's going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. We got Evolve 121 happening in Atlanta, Georgia, February 15th. And then, of course, they're coming back here to the Michigan area a little bit later in this year. May 5th, I believe, was the announced date. Why? Because it fucking should be. That's why. You know what I'm saying? That's how we're doing it here.
Yeah,
we get
in May. Do it in May.
We get all the real fun too, man. And like I said, man, the Evolve shows are amazing in Livonia. They had a great showing out. A whole bunch of people. Our own Orlando Christopher wrestled at that show and hit a chandelier. That's where we found out Chandelier Jones is the nemesis of our own Orlando Christopher. It was crazy. It was crazy, but it's true. That's just how it goes. So let's talk a little bit about our scorecards, man. We have our scorecards happen, and I put this all in my pocket. What pocket? This pocket. Bam! Scorecards. So we took on pro wrestling scorecards, which you guys can hear and see. I'm pulling the paper out now. And it was funny, man. So Daniel went all out this time. He put algorithms together in pages or numbers or like Google the fucking
Algorithms
Yeah,
are good.
yeah,
Yep.
So everything added up no matter what. And if you got it, you figured it out. Well, there was obviously a couple little hiccups here and there because it was much bigger of a scorecard than a normal one.
He had 4 different calculators at one point, I think.
Dude, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous going on. So he set it all up, and let's be honest, man, the Pro Wrestling Scorecards guys did really well on us for the NXT event, 3-2. However, Daniel himself on Twitter said he was not going to be too excited because they were up 5-0 on us the last NXT, and then we came back and won 3-2. So again, they were up 3-2. Daniel pulled a 64, Dez pulled a 43, Mario a 47, Ramon got a 61, and Jesse, their reigning champ at the time, got a 61 as well. But Daniel was beating Smitty, who had a 59. Dez was losing to you with you had a 50 versus her 43. So that was one of their losses they were going in from NXT.
Yeah, it was.
Mario was losing 47-52 to Joe. Ramon, scoring like crazy with that 61, was beating me. I only had 43. And then Jesse, of course, with this 61, was beating Z's 49. So all these people were saying they didn't, Jesse shit talking left and right. Daniel was like, no. Surprisingly, Mario was really quiet after Joe just berated him on the show last week. And then the Royal Rumble happened. And this is where it got kind of wonky. We figured it out. All the things were taken care of. Daniel scored a 75 on the Royal Rumble, right? That was out of a grand total that you could have scored of 259.
Lots of points.
Lots of points were there. Daniel got 75 of them. Smitty got a 97, right? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Smitty got a 97. So he did really well right there. And then Dez hit an 87. Big Dick Nick got a 95. Woo! That loss that she was already taking, even more so, baby. Mario pulled a 72. Joe with a 109.
Man, Joe.
Just came through like crazy. Ramon, 106 for Pro Wrestling Scorecards. He had the highest score of all of them. And, of course, he beat my 99 that I scored for Royal Rumble.
99, all right.
I mean, it wasn't too bad. And then Jesse with the 83. And Z had a 103. So, final scores. Daniel, 139. Smitty, 156. That's one win for us. Dez, 127. Nick, 145. That's 2 wins for us. Mario, a grand total of 116, which Joe almost beat by himself with just his Royal Rumble card to Joe's 161. Same numbers in the final. Joe definitely blew the fuck out of Mario because Mario really likes the stuff, And Ramon, 155, the highest score for them. Definitely beat my 142. So that was our first loss because I suck. And then Jesse with a 144, lost to Z's 152. And it was funny. Originally, it was like only by 5 points that he was losing. And then we fixed, some of the things in the algorithm because it wasn't counting Rollins as the score or anything like that. Then we figured it out, and then he lost by, 8. And then he was shit talking. He's like, I only lost by 5. Oh, shit. And it's like, yeah, but Z didn't fill out 5 of his unscheduled appearances. So.
Could have been a lot worse.
Right, yeah. Like, you lost to a guy who didn't even fully fill out his scorecard. Let's not make it seem like you had a chance, man.
No chance.
No chance in hell. So, yeah, we won 4-1. Last
thing.
time 3-2. This time 4-1. And we said if they won, that we'd have to go into the tiebreaker for WrestleMania. I'm still totally willing to go for a WrestleMania event with them, just because it's just fun. Sure. I have to admit, you guys go to Pro Wrestling Scorecards. That's at PW Scorecards on Twitter. Get that going. Look, dude, seriously, it's fun. It makes any pay-per-view that's kind of shitty at the moment or shitty sounding, like, the way TLC seemed last time and things like that. Survivor Series where everyone's like, yeah, Becky. Okay, that's Charlotte. Hell in a Cell. Things that, pay-per-views that you're just like, what the fuck, man? You have a lot more fun. There's competition, there's camaraderie. Plus, look, we're not a football show, all right? We're not a football show. But tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Pro Wrestling Scorecards are posting a Super Bowl scorecard.
Oh, my God.
Super Bowl! So if you're going to watch the big game tonight, this Sunday, you download a Pro Wrestling Scorecard. That's at PW Scorecards. Make a fucking game out of it. I mean, we all bet squares anyway. Why not do this? Highest fucking points wins.
Dude, I got to tell you, this Pro Wrestling Scorecard thing, it's a game changer in my opinion. And I told them that on their Facebook because, you know, my mother-in-law, I gave her a sheet because I got her into pro wrestling more so than she's ever been in the last couple of years. She had a blast filling this thing out. She scored fucking 95.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
For Royal Rumble?
Yeah. She didn't fill out the Royal Rumble, the full 30 roster, but she filled out that and got a 95.
Jesus, man.
So, you know, she had
She
a lot
beat
of
Jesse.
she had a lot of fun doing it.
Your mother-in-law. Jesse, you lost to Nick's mother-in-law.
Yeah. No, Crystal, you get it, girl. And my daughter, she's 6, and she wanted to get on the action. I didn't have another copy, but I did like a handmade one.
Yeah.
And she's sitting there, and, you know, we kind of helped her pick some winners and losers. But then during the Women's Royal Rumble, she's like making up her own side bets, like, oh, Ember was on the ropes, I get 10 points, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, it was just creating a whole nother level of excitement. It was awesome.
And that's what it's about, man. It's about having fun because, let's be honest, some recently, WWE has been a fucking chore to watch at times. And because of that, we've needed something to be better. Finally. We got it.
Well, WWE had their bingo cards, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool. But this shit right here?
Yeah, like, so Smitty showed me that. He goes, oh, we should have brought the bingo cards, and we should have done some stuff with the bingo cards and everything, like for giveaways, because we were at Bobcat Bonnie's in Wyandotte, which we'll definitely get into more after we talk to AR Fox in a little bit, because we had our Royal Rumble event out there. Because we should have done this for some giveaways. And I was like, well, why are you just telling me now on the way to the event? Like, if you had said something yesterday, I was like, when did they post? He's like, I think a couple days ago. And I was like,
That'd have been really cool.
yeah, man, like, you got to fucking let us know, brother. You got to just fucking give me a heads up. But in all honesty, once again, go to Pro Wrestling Scorecards at PW Scorecards on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. They put all that shit out. But if you're already someone that uses the Pro Wrestling Scorecards, hit up their Patreon, man. Patreon.com/PW Scorecards. Throw $1 their way. Throw $5 their way. You know, we throw a little bit of money their way because, look, these, even for these big events, Daniel's like, yo, you want me to throw your name on one so you have custom made ones for your own event? Fuck yeah, I do, Daniel. And you know what he does? Hooks it up.
Bam.
You know, and that's spectacular. You know, it's wonderful. And they go out of their way for us. You know, I was telling him earlier, you know, like, we're looking, obviously we've been mentioning how we're looking for sponsors for the show and everything. But I was like, dude, I put you guys over for free. Because one, it's amazing. I've developed a friendship with these guys.
Yeah.
And the Adezable one, the adorable Adezable. And I've developed friendships with these guys, you know, even... You know, Jesse, how we give him shit and everything like that. But I like the guy. I like them all. They're all actually good humans, you know. And they're doing something that makes wrestling more fun.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people like to just put the positivity back in wrestling. They like to bitch and complain and moan. And sometimes, very good reason to do that.
Yep.
But for just going into an event, man, just going into an event, you got to fucking, you know, just have fun.
Well, this will help take your mind off that shitty aspect of it.
Right. And even if you're not having a fucking blast watching the pay-per-view itself, you're sitting there jaw-jacking back and forth with all of your friends. Like, oh, I'm going to fucking beat you because this person's going to get me 5 points. This person's going to get me 6 points. This person's got the extras. I know it's going to be that. And because it's not just like a regular fucking card. You know,
Right.
It's like, hey, you pick the winners. And if you pick the most winners, you win. No, that's not what it is at all. It's more than that. And that's spectacularly fucking awesome, you know. So we can't put over Pro Wrestling Scorecards enough. We can't talk enough about how great the Pro Wrestling Scorecards have been for us. So we can't. I love them.
Yeah, it's awesome idea. I love it.
Did it make the Rumble better for you?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I will admit that those Rumble events, the Rumble matches, you know, we're obviously going to talk into it a little bit, but those Rumble matches were just not. They were repetitive of themselves.
Yeah, they dragged a little bit, but having these scorecards and, oh my God, don't get thrown out because you're not going to be in my Final Four, and, you know. So, you know, it adds a lot more excitement to it, that's for sure.
Yeah, the repetitiveness of these Rumbles, where I was just watching the same thing happen in the women's that happened in the men's, and then things that happened in the men's that didn't happen in the women, where I was just like, but... looking down at my scorecard, and you're right, yeah, Final Four. Oh, all right, who's going to have the most eliminations? And then I remember yelling back and forth with Smitty because I picked Titus to have the quickest exit.
Yeah.
Right? And it was so by the time you get in the ring, and he went in the one side of the ring or went over the other side of the ring. And I was like, oh, I picked Titus. And then No Way Jose. And I was like, what? No!
Yeah. I had Jinder. Jinder got out real quick, too. And for a second, I was like, oh, my God, he's going to take it. I can't believe it. But, yeah, then, yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of things that we're looking at, and we're having a blast with. But yeah, man, we whipped your guys' ass. Pro Wrestling Scorecards, fucking whipped your asses. We want you back at WrestleMania. Doesn't matter, Daniel. They made a tweet out when they were at Raw. They're like, maybe we're the B team because we're keep getting our asses whipped in our own scores. And I was like, no, you're not the B team. You are the A team. You have Mr. T and Hannibal and Ace.
You are the creators, the almighty.
You have the one person from WrestleMania 1's main event in your team. That's Mr. T. For those who don't know. So we had a fucking blast with that. Again, just to give everyone a heads up, AR Fox from Evolve Wrestling is going to be calling up, talking about Evolve 121 happening in Atlanta. And on May 10th, Friday, May 10th in Livonia, Michigan, Evolve is showing back up for a huge double show with Shine Wrestling. We're going to talk about that, man, because the last time, not the last time they were here, but the time before that with Keith Lee, we saw a match with him, and he fucking tore the stage down. And that's a literal comment. He tore the stage down. He went and he did a tope suicida, but he went over the corner of the ring and he fucking landed on the skull, and his fucking feet hit the entrance area and it literally fell down. So they had to put it back up. It was sweet, man. It was fucking sweet. Had a huge blast watching Evolve, and every time Evolve comes to Livonia, but now he just teamed up with Johnny Gargano at Evolve 119. He tag teamed with him. So now he's going against the Street Profits. So if you guys are watching any of these NXT guys every week, you're seeing the Street Profits, you're seeing Johnny Gargano. Dude, Evolve 121 is going to have Adam fucking Cole. Undisputed Era's own Adam fucking Cole is going to be there. Baby! So they got a whole bunch of stuff, man. NXT is doing a lot of stuff with Evolve. And like we said, man, your future stars that you're about to fall in love with, that you see when they hit NXT, you see when they hit WWE, they start somewhere. Yep. They didn't just come in they're not all 100% performance center people. They bring in people from the indies, man. And Evolve Wrestling is the elite of the indies. It's a fun time. They put meet and greets with everyone in the fans, usually before and after the matches. Is what that's what it was in Livonia. That's what they've advertised for things like Adam Cole and things like that. So AR Fox is going to be calling in shortly to do that. Have you ever been to an indie show, Nick?
No, there's been quite a few at the Imperial House that's over by me. It's like 10 minutes from my house. With Extreme Championship Wrestling,
XICW.
Yep, good friend of mine I used to work with, Movado, Mysterious Movado.
Oh, nice.
Been a big part of them. Just haven't had a chance, but I'm dying to go. And I know Frazier was going to have a show, the Frazier Ice Arena of all places. Friend of mine I went to high school with. It's a smaller promotion, but they had some issues with the venue last week and couldn't get their show going. But I know, they're out there doing work, and they're going to be in Flint, I think, a couple weeks from now. So I'm going to try. This Evolve shit sounds really cool, though. I just saw that not in the Livonia show, but a few days later, I think it said it was in Alabama. Ricochet is going to be at the show. Yep. He's going to be doing meet and greets, and so that's really cool. Get out there, and that's a really good chance especially for those wrestling fans that are just you're trying to get your kid in it and whatever, and to get that up close personal experience. You can't always get that when you go to Raw. You get tickets that are kind of far. Or this, you're going to be right up close in the action. The kids love it. You know what I mean? It's a good experience. I'm excited.
Yeah, they really do. They win every time they have a blast. It's way more, like you said, it's way more up close. It's way more personal.
Yeah,
it's a situation to where when it makes you fall in love with wrestling. Like, you watch it on TV, like, oh, that's so cool. I like watching all these people do that. And that's great. Going to a WWE live event, going to an NXT live event is, personal too. But NXT live event still selling out like 3,000 seats. When they're coming in Royal Oak in March, they're selling out a 3,000 seat venue. So there are still people, unless you're ringside, you're still pretty far back. At the Livonia Hall where they go, it's not that many. It's like a 500,000 seat venue. If I'm not mistaken. But because of that, every seat, I mean, 15, 16 rows back, maybe the most. And if they're standing room, it's still, you're not far away from the action.
Sure.
You're closer. If you're closer standing in the back of that hall for an Evolve Wrestling show than you are the first row of a lower bowl of Little Caesars Arena or any type of most big arenas that WWE goes to. Still closer than that, and you're standing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's if you're standing in the back. So you're still getting a really good view. You're watching some of these amazing performers who are busting their ass for the love of the business, not just a paycheck, which... Let's be honest, there are a few wrestlers that we can say, dude, what the, this, like, you're definitely not putting your heart into this. But these guys are going left and right, busting their ass for love of the business. Sure, they're getting paid for it and everything, but it's, I want someone who knows me. I'm making sure that fan in the back, that 17th row fan, the person standing, the one guy who came in who only had a standing room ticket because it's the only $10 he had for the week, he's going to make it, I'm going to make him feel like he's a part of the show.
Right.
And they do it, man. They go fucking off, and it's spectacular. I have nothing but great things to say about my experience at Evolve. Or even Joe. Joe goes all the time. When the Evolve Progress was just in town, Joe went to those shows. Knockouts and 3 Counts podcast guys, the ones who helped put up this the event at Wyandottes, Bobcat Bonnie's.
Okay,
they go all the time as well. Most of these shows are on the weekend. What I like about this Evolve show that's coming up in May for us is it's a Friday night.
Nice.
Most of them are Saturday nights. I can work a Friday day shift and give up a Friday night, so that's something I can go do. And I'm really hopeful, that really happy about that, because that's just what it is. Like, I love the indie wrestling, and I've seen them going to NXT, and there's a WWE live event that I'm probably going to go to at some point. It's a Friday, I might not, just because that means I'm working. WWE's in town.
Sure.
But the fact that I can go to an indie wrestling event, the Evolve Wrestling event, and just have a blast is something that I want to do. So you're going to have to come, man.
Yeah, I'm going.
You're going?
I'm in.
Done?
I'm in.
So we'll get front row tickets.
Let's go.
I'm in. And that's the other great thing. These aren't breaking your fucking pocket.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the front row tickets, I don't want to misquote, but it's not the cheap ticket.
Like 20 or 30 bucks.
Yeah, the cheap ticket you get for NXT standing room is the front row ticket for Evolve.
Yeah.
So it's really good, great value, good price, and obviously they're right fucking there.
Right.
And it's not like the guardrail where you're 5 feet back from the guardrail. You're right fucking on there, and it's that metal one. It's fucking great, man.
And it's okay that you don't know a lot of the guys, because you're going to get a good fucking show.
Yeah. And it puts you on to a lot of guys.
Yeah.
I'll be very honest. AR Fox, who's about to call in, I had no clue who he was until that Evolve 105 show. And then in studying up on him this week and things like that, then I got to learn more about him. But that show, he put on the match of the night to me. Keith Lee and Matt Riddle were really good in the main event. Our own Orlando Christopher and Nate Matson, they kicked it off in a tag team match, and Orlando lost to Chandelier Jones, but that's okay. That's hit his head on the chandelier and that diving headbutt. But again, AR Fox hit that over the corner, not the rope, over the top corner to crash into the fucking stage.
Yeah.
And we were all just like, oh Jesus, man. I have nothing but great things to say about Evolve Wrestling and where they're going. All of the companies that they have, Shine Wrestling, things like that. And that's the Super Show that they're putting on in May. So definitely excited for that. And as soon as AR Fox calls in, we're going to definitely talk to him about Evolve's 121 in Atlanta in February.
Atlanta.
February 15th, where the headliner is going to be Adam Cole of the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, baby! He's going to be taking on Shane Strickland. AR Fox is going to be going for the Evolve Tag Team Championship with his partner. They're going to be taking on the Street Profits.
Shit.
From NXT. They also have an Evolve 114 rematch of Darby Allin versus Josh Briggs. There's all kinds of stuff that you want to see. And again, if you can go to Club WWN, man. They have a network just like the WWE. So it's $9.99 a month. Club WWN. You can be a part of that, and you can see all of these things live if you want. Or you can go into their old school areas, things that they've had before. They've had Jon Moxley, now known as Dean Ambrose, wrestling for them. They've had Johnny Gargano. He made his return. Ricochet's making his return coming up soon. You know, they have all these matches that you can see all of them on. So we highly, highly suggest you go to Club WWN and get yourself one of those subscriptions for how much? $9.99.
$9.99? Are you out of your mind?
Oh, I'm still out of my mind. Did you see that new commercial of theirs? Like, are we still out of our mind? She's like sitting on a psychiatrist thing, wondering if she's still out of her mind and things like that.
Wow.
It's fucking great. Fucking great. Let me ask you a question, Nick. Is there anything about this weekend of shows, TakeOver, Rumble, Raw, and SmackDown, that you just fucking hated?
Ugh. I was not a fan of the half the Revival and half the AOP teaming up for fucking nothing. I mean, for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
For nothing. Come on. That just, you know, it was filler. And the match was just kind of lackluster. You know, just something to get the crowd warmed up. Although...
So it was something you fucking hated?
Yeah, but I will say one takeaway from that was when Bobby Roode was coming down the aisle and the cameraman was trying to track him right behind him. Cameraman busted his ass, fell right on his ass, and they didn't cut away. They just see the cameraman shaking, and you didn't know what was happening. And then 5 seconds later, they finally cut. It was great. It was great.
I didn't see that happen live.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
I did. So we were getting everything set up at Bobcat Bonnie's for the event and everything during that time. And like everyone was like, "Oh my god!" And I'm just like, "What? What is that?" And everyone's like, "Oh, the cameraman fucking fell." He's ah. And I'm just like, "No, it's
It's pretty cool.
and I can't go back and talk about it because I'm still setting all this shit up." But when I rewatched all the matches, so we can get our match, ratings. Yes, thank you. Mm-hmm. I saw it and I was cracking up. I was like, "Oh, that's what everyone was laughing about."
There it is.
I get it. Smitty just said he saw it. Yeah, he did. He was one of the people jumping up. Oh, yeah. Because, you know, he's over there eating his salmon pasta.
Salmon pasta.
Salmon pasta. It's really good.
Well, shit.
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, man, that Bobcat Bonnie's had some food. Let's talk a little bit about that. I had a great time. A whole bunch of people
Love
came
me
out.
some food.
Don't we all? Yeah, so Bobcat Bonnie's out in Wyandotte, Michigan. Dude, Matt, the owner, Chuck, the general manager, the fucking staff. This place normally closes at 10 o'clock on a Sunday. Mm-hmm. They thought they'd be there till 11.
They were fucking wrong.
WWE was like, you're staying later.
Choose.
And went to fucking midnight, man. So it was like right before the Brock Lesnar match was on. And I'm just like, look, instead of us doing a podcast after, let's just do some commentary for the Rumble match. We have Kyle on there. We have Smitty on there. You weren't able to make it. Obviously, you had some family things that were going on because we brought you into the fold shortly after we made all of that. What was it? The announcement that you were on the show. Mm-hmm. And Z and Joe caught the flu that was killing everyone last week here in Michigan, which also blows my mind because I can't wait to see how many people get sick now. Because we're right now at a negative 30 situation.
Yep.
In the next couple days, it's going to be 50.
Yeah.
That's an 80-degree swing in Michigan.
Seriously.
Michigan's like, oh, you think you're cold? You think we can't fuck things up anymore? Hey, we're about to do some Michigan weather. Pew, 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 pew. We're some gunslingers. I don't know why Michigan's Wild West, but that's what they do.
Posted that meme earlier. Heard y'all talking shit.
yeah, because everyone the morning of, they're like, oh, there was no snow on Monday. Like, fuck snow.
Why did my kids get off of school?
Right, 11 o'clock, everyone's like, I'm so glad no one had school today. Jesus, I couldn't drive in this. This is ridiculous.
This is bad.
It's not something I wanted to be in. So, but yeah, back to Bobcat Bonnie's. Bobcat Bonnie's was great, man. Matt, the owner, Chuck. So yeah, the staff, they thought, normally leaving at 10. And I'm hearing the fucking Rumble's going till 11. We're just going to do commentary. We're going to get this staff out of here as fast as possible. They did the fucking last call because last call was when we thought everything was ending at 11. Turns out it was another hour and a half later until we left. And that sucked because I felt so bad for that staff. You know, Chuck was like, no, dude, we want you here. We want you to do this. And I was like, yes, I understand that. And like, they're incredibly accommodating. The staff is the nicest people. I literally think this is the best event that we had, which it made me sad that Z and Joe couldn't make it because of the flu.
Yeah.
But I loved every moment. Matt was incredibly accommodating. We found out there was a small problem with the audio, and he jumped to fixing it. You know, he was like, I got to run to Meyer. And I was like, what? Dude, you don't. He said, no, I'm running to Meyer. I'm going to Meyer, and I'm going to fix it. And I was like, cool. And to me, that's huge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm coming into a place, I already knew there was going to be partial limitations. But they made, and the things that shouldn't have went wrong, they fixed.
Yeah.
On the spot. They weren't just like, oh, well, fucking deal with it. You know,
which some places would do.
Totally
Yep.
have done. Places have done that to us.
Fucking deal with it.
Not going to talk about it. You know what I mean? We don't shit talk the places we've been to, but this place was spectacular. You know, I'd love to host more things. You guys check them out on Facebook, Bobcat Bonnie's Wine Dot. Or just Bobcat Bonnie's, because there's 3 different locations, man. There's one in Ferndale, Michigan. There's one in downtown Detroit, Michigan, and one in Wyandotte, Michigan.
The one I looked at, the Wyandotte, they get a lot of good reviews, too.
Yeah.
A lot of good reviews.
Wonderful. Again, and it makes sense with the time that we had there. You know, so I sent Matt, for the first time ever, I sent Matt a thank you to him for how nice, how great that staff was to us and everything. Like, no one made us, like, I felt bad because I felt bad, not because someone was making me feel like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know, they were like, no, what do you need? Do you need anything else? Do you want another Coke? You want another pop? You know, another water? They weren't, unfortunately, they couldn't give us more food or alcohol.
Sure.
But again, things to talk about in the future and stuff. Maybe we'll do a little bit later, last call or something like that. But still, they went off of the time that the Royal Rumble's supposed to end, 11 o'clock. So I'm not mad about that. You know, it's kind of like when you go to a fucking baseball game and, you know, they cut it off at the 7th, middle of the 7th, going into 8th because it's going to end in 2 more innings. You know, everyone just kind of sober up, and then you get free baseball.
Yeah.
But no more drinks. So again, I'm not ever going to say anything bad about that. But yeah, Smitty said it, well-deserved good reviews. And yeah, they were awesome, man. Every fucking thing about Bobcat Bonnie's and Wyandotte was amazing. Ownership down to the staff. And you can tell. When it trickles down, that you can tell.
Yeah.
You know, if the owner is a douche, trickles down to the staff.
Absolutely.
Matt was fucking amazing. There, you know what I'm saying? There. And that's the other thing that really got me. He was there.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he wasn't just calling in. You know, he was there making sure everything was going on really well. Chuck, the general manager, what do you need? Do you need anything? Need anything? Nope, good. Thank you so much. You sure? You know, and the staff, same thing. I just can't sing their praises enough, and I can't wait to hopefully do another event, man. WrestleMania is coming up.
That's awesome.
And we're going to be doing something somewhere. WrestleMania, hopefully, will be at Bobcat Bonnie's.
Wink, wink.
It's me winking into the camera
You can hear it.
Can you hear my ding? Because that's just how it goes. Yes, no. So the thing that I hated the most about this weekend was the midnight ending time.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Because that's 7 fucking hours.
if you watch the pre-show, which we fucking did, that's 7 hours of wrestling, man. And now look, someone goes, people complaining about the 7 hours Royal Rumble, the same people that wake up at 3 a.m. to watch New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom for 7 hours. And it's like, look, if I'm waking up at 3 a.m. to watch wrestling for 7 hours, okay, that's fine. But I'm watching it till 10 a.m. And then I have my whole day ahead of me, you know, or I can take a fucking nap after that. When I'm going into a show at 5 p.m., I'm not expecting it to end at midnight, especially when you're a family-orientated show.
Yes.
You know, that's kind of what got me, because my daughter was there. Luckily, she didn't have school the next day because, you know, that snow that hit.
Yep, all of it.
She didn't have school, so it didn't piss me off or hurt me or anything like that. But it was still like, dude, you're mainly a product going for kids. You know, the guy that you have winning your Royal Rumble is huge with the kids. Why is this going on forever?
Yeah.
You know, and if you timed, and you could tell they were running over, if you timed it, which I did throw up a couple times, the intervals between people coming in is supposed to be like a minute and a half, or sometimes it was like less than a minute. There's like, fuck out there. Get the fuck out there.
I started timing it too, and I'm like, that wasn't a minute and a half.
No, not at
You
all.
know?
No, it was not.
So, whatever.
But hey, at least they were trying to make up some time because, again, it still ended at midnight. Could you imagine? I think that Rumble started at 11. 30 entrants, a minute and a half each. That's 45 minutes of a match right there.
Yeah.
Not to mention, the first is 5 minutes, and then however long the final 4 wrestle, or the final wrestling is after number 30 comes in. It's a pain in my ass, dude.
Yeah.
So that's what I hated the most.
I can see that for sure. And that's a big gripe for a lot of people because these big 4 pay-per-views, they just, man, I don't think you need a 2-hour pre-show. I really don't.
So you think they should they start it at 6 then?
Yeah, I think you could have got away with it, especially because a lot of it was just the same shit. The panel talking and rehashing shit. You didn't need the Bobby Roode or the Roode and the AOP and all that. You didn't need that match. You already had 2 matches on the card, Shinsuke and Rusev, and the fuck was the other match?
Cruiserweight match.
Thank you.
Murphy, Tozawa,
yeah,
Atami.
You could have easily put those 2 matches
Kalisto.
within an hour, talked all your shit that you wanted. You don't need 2 hours for that. Come on.
It's a pre-show, dude. They need to talk all that talk. Oh, you talk
Yeah,
about
talk. Okay, then
and walk
start
the
at
walk.
4. Start at 4 to pre-show till 6. Then you would have ended at 10 or 11. Sorry, 11.
I'll be honest. If it would have ended at 11 and still been a 7-hour show, I'd have been less bitchy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of wrestling to watch, but at 11 o'clock, I'm going to bed fine. Midnight, I'm like trying to, I guess I'm going to go to sleep now.
Yep. I was kind of wired, so I didn't even fall asleep till 1. I had to get up at 6:30.
That's your fault.
It's true.
Stop having that job, silly.
Fucking bills.
I dare you to quit it. Just
You dare me?
dare you. Just go to your boss and smack him. We'll go with him. Go to your boss, smack him, and quit. And be like, I just hit it and quit it, bitch.
Listen, my pay-per-views go till fucking 11, 12 o'clock. I don't got time for no job.
Can't be here at 6:30 in the morning on a fucking Monday. You know what the fuck I do on a Monday?
You want me here 40 hours a week? Are you crazy?
I'm sleeping the fuck in. You can fuck deal with it, dog. Like, man, all right.
Fine.
Just
Give Nick a raise.
yeah. Nick is angry. Nick wants to Royal Rumble us. It's like he wants to SummerSlam us.
Nick said he has a table. And he's got a chair. Too.
Right. He has. We don't know. Apparently, there's an anvil sticker on it. We don't get it. We don't know what he's talking about. What? He said the dude's got. It's an anvil with pink tights.
He said he wants to have an Inferno match with you.
Right.
I don't know what that means.
Barbed wire. I don't. It's a street fight. What are we talking about here?
Sack of thumbtacks.
Right. He said he's doing it for mankind, all of mankind. I don't. Is he a fan of? Is he just? I don't understand why all this violence is for the world.
But then he told me to have a nice day. So weird.
And it was like bang bang. I didn't get it. And he just, he just kept walking up to us, like, you can't see me. Like, Nick, you're right there. Yeah, we can.
You can't really see me.
It's like, Nick, we see you. Like, and then he keeps trying to serve us pancakes.
Right out of his pants.
It's so
Bizarre.
gross. He's like, have one of my Biggie ones. Like the rapper, like Notorious Big, Biggie.
Notorious Big.
It's so weird. It's so weird. He tells us he's keep going up, up, down, down. We don't know what that means. He's just trying, he doesn't know how to spell next. He just keeps forgetting the E. He's like, NXT.
Next? What?
What's next? It's fucking crazy. Nick's going crazy. He needs raise. Give him some vacation.
Just take it.
All right.
Take it all.
Says he can't wait to get us in an elimination chamber. There's going to be hell in a cell. He's going to jail, and he's going to think he's going to die.
Oh, my God.
All the fucking wrestling innuendos from Office Space people who just don't watch it at all. But then he mentioned Hulk Hogan. I know that guy.
I know who he is.
Right.
And I know The Rock.
Right. Is that his tea was Stone Cold or something? I don't know.
He opened 2 beers and he poured them all over his face.
It's just ridiculous. God damn it,
Didn't
Nick.
even drink them.
I know. He didn't. He didn't. Someone fucking sent a photo. Speaking of Austin chugging beer, sent a photo of Stone Cold beer in his hand, and it had non-alcoholic on it. And they were like, my childhood's ruined. And I was like, well, first off, it probably should be. With as many as he was throwing down, right? But number two, there's still alcohol and non-alcoholic booze. Like you can't, if you're at AA, if you go into AA, you can't have a non-alcoholic beer. It's like 0.005 or something like that, but there's still alcohol in it. So I'm sorry that it ruined your childhood. You thought he was chugging Budweisers and Miller Lights and stuff
Stevie
like
Weiser.
that. Right. And you thought they were full of alcohol. But they're also some of the lightest beers in the world.
Yeah.
They're like 4.2, something 4.5.
Calm down.
Yeah, let's not make it seem like he was IPA. Could you imagine if Stone Cold just started chugging double IPAs?
Oh my God. They go to throw him another one. He's like, no.
Just Austin can't. No. What? You want to give me another one? I don't want it. No. Can't handle it. What? I don't want it. I'm so drunk. Oh my God.
No more Two-Hearted.
No more IPA Steve Weisers because he has his own beer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Broken Skull Ranch BSR IPA.
Dang. Never had it.
If you think about it, the smartest thing Steve Austin ever did was getting a beer.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I can't imagine how much beer he sells. I also have never had it. I don't know how to attain it. I haven't seen it in the store. Can you order beer online and they send it to you?
Yeah.
You can? Mm-hmm. Huh.
Usually got to order a pretty decent quantity. Like I can't just buy a lot of craft beer enthusiasts like, me. Can't just buy one bottle. You have to buy at least 5 or 10 from these sites.
Or like a 6-pack?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know about that one, but
I'd be down for that. I'd buy a 6-pack.
yeah.
Fucking Broken Skull, right? We should do that one day. Just have it on here. Just like, oh, this podcast is brought to you by Broken Skull Beer. You're cracking it and everything, and Stone Cold's like, no, I can do that.
I am not affiliated.
I'm not, what? I did not send a beer, what? No vodka, tequila, whiskey, more beer, more vodka, more tequila.
Oh, hell yeah. All of it.
Smitty says we got to get it shipped from California, at least a case. Smitty in text is way better than Smitty on the microphone. There isn't a care in the world. He's just taking text. Smitty's like, I'm just going to respond to this real quick. Now I can't wait to see what he says when I just said he ain't shit in text.
Yep.
So while we're still waiting for AR Fox to call in, let's get into a little bit of what happened over the weekend. NXT TakeOver was huge. Fucking huge, man. Gargano took the North American title. Shayna Baszler retained with help from two of the 4 horsewomen over Bianca Belair. Ciampa kept his belt.
Tomato Ciampa.
What? The War Raiders became the first ever team to hold the NXT tag team titles, the Ring of Honor tag team titles, and the New Japan tag team titles,
Damn.
IWGP Heavyweight Championship tag titles. First team to ever do that. And, of course, the kickoff was Matt Riddle beating Cassius Ohno in a submission, which he tapped, but it wasn't a submission hold. Riddle was just fucking driving elbows into him and everything. So what did you think of TakeOver, man?
It was solid, for sure. They always do a great job, these big 4 pay-per-views with TakeOver. I mean, I think it's a fantastic way to roll into the main event on Sunday. Mm-hmm. It really is. It had a couple moments where it was dragging a little bit. I wasn't a huge fan of the Riddle match. It was good, but for the most part, it was fucking fantastic. Yeah. It had me on the edge of my seat. A lot of really good moves. I was really impressed with the tag team match with some of the way, what's his name, bigger dude that does the cartwheels and shit.
Hands in a row, one of the two.
Yeah, the way that dude can move.
Bald one or with hair?
Yeah, with hair.
The one with hair, that's Hanson.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really entertaining, and it kind of goes back to what you were saying about the independent shows and how you can just kind of tell when they're there for the love of the sport, and these guys seem like they just go a little bit more above and beyond than the main card does to make you just flip out in your seat.
Do you feel that... So we've been talking many times about this, how it just seems like sometimes NXT just destroys the main card overall. Like there isn't a single time you've seen an NXT TakeOver, you're like, oh, that was That was all right. Every time you're always coming up, man, that was amazing. And it seems like there's so much for the main roster to live up to, but they never kind of do. Do you think that's mainly because of Vince's influence, or is it some of the talent?
I think it's some of the talent. It could be a little both, but some of the talent really trying to get their name out there and be seen, and hey, let me come up now to the main roster, and kind of like these guys, you kind of look at it like a minor league type thing. You know what I mean? Really pushing to give it their all, and it could be a little bit of Vince trying to draw the audience into NXT more, trying to build that brand as big as he possibly can. You know,
obviously Vince. Well, that's Triple H's brand.
Yeah.
Vince is in much more control of the main roster, but he gave 205 Live to Triple H, and 205 Live did a dramatic 180, you know, from what it was being done when everyone else was handling to Triple H. So now Triple H has NXT and 205 Live, and both of those shows are performing at incredible heights. Even like when we were watching the Cruiserweight match, you know, we gave our ratings. For the most part, we're still waiting on Mr. Z to give his rating. I'm sorry, for that one he did give a rating. We all gave it around a 7.
Yeah.
You know, and that's pretty good. You know, when you're giving out match ratings and stuff like that. 7 for a fatal 4-way is a real difficult thing to get, because there's a fatal 4-way. If you're missing spots and things like that, it's gonna be, you know, it's going to be difficult to hold up to.
Sure.
You know, but that Cruiserweight match, that 205 Live, it showcases them so much more, you know. And yes, I agree. I feel like Triple H gives so much to the talent, trying to get them over, trying to get them up and things like that, that it becomes a situation to where that, you know, you want to be better. You want to overshadow what's coming behind you, you know, because then what comes behind you is supposed to be your main talk, your main stars. And that's, you know, where it comes back, and we'll get into that obviously in a little bit. So what was your highlight of TakeOver Phoenix?
The Ricochet Gargano match.
Yeah.
Just the whole thing. There wasn't a point where I was kind of like, okay, you know, they're kind of resting a little bit and taking things slow. I mean, it was from start to finish, just edge of my seat, awesome. A lot of really good aerial moves. One thing that I wasn't too crazy about, Ricochet a few times reversed a Hurricanrana when he would like land on his feet from it. One time cool, 2 times okay, but I think he might have did it like 3 or 4 times, and I was like, okay.
That one where they Gargano tried to get him with a Frankensteiner, but he didn't stick the landing.
Yeah.
It was a sweet moment. It was a great moment because it was obviously a bigger one. But I saw somebody put on Twitter that said, "Can we have a moment of silence for King Ricochet right now, because you know he's beating himself up for not sticking that landing."
Yeah.
Ricochet quoted the tweet and he goes, "I really am."
That's awesome.
And again, that's what he does, man. Like him diving over the top rope, landing on his feet on the ramp just to look up at Velveteen Dream was a moment that everyone was like, holy fucking shit!
Yeah.
You know, like, and so yeah, I agree. Gargano and Ricochet stuck out to me. I was very happy Gargano took it. I felt it was his time to take it. Him and Ciampa standing at the ramp at the end of it, you know, doing it themselves, DIY style, I thought was a great moment to close out the show. But it led into something that hasn't been done in a very long time for WWE. WWE is putting on another halftime heat.
Yeah.
Super Bowl, and are they mocking Maroon 5? They are straight up coming out with the commercials. When you could be watching this, you could be doing this. You know, like, why watch this when you could do this?
That's right.
And I was just like, holy fucking shit, man. Like, they're just going at it. They don't give a fuck. They are totally just going. They don't care. WWE is just like, dude, fuck Maroon 5.
Fuck.
And I'm all right with that. I'm 100% okay with that, because that's exactly what it should be. You want to make them tune into you. But the last time this happened, I'm pretty sure it was The Rock and Mankind. So now it's just give everyone a heads up. What it is after everything was going off of the air, Velveteen Dream comes up while Ciampa and Gargano on there. He starts talking shit. They start going back and forth at it. Aleister Black comes from the ring. Then Adam Cole comes out, and then Ricochet comes out. So it's Aleister Black, Velveteen Dream, and Ricochet versus Ciampa, Gargano, and Adam Cole for halftime heat. And dude, that's gonna be fucking nuts.
It's gonna be awesome.
Halftime heat and it's not even main WWE stars they're doing, dude. They're doing NXT stars. They're called WWE Halftime Heat, but it's all NXT people.
Yeah.
Sure, you got to look at Gargano in the Royal Rumble. You got to look at Aleister Black in the Royal Rumble. And, last year saw Adam Cole. Adam Cole's just everywhere right now, dude.
Yeah.
Like, like he said, he's at Evolve 121 and 22 in Atlanta, in North Carolina in February.
North Carolina.
Throw your hands up.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you excited for this? Are you going to watch that? Are you going to watch the Super Bowl?
Yes. I don't have a lot of enthusiasm, but yes, I will watch the Super Bowl.
Are you going to throw on the WWE Network at halftime?
I'm going to have that motherfucker on my phone. Absolutely. Because I can't exactly turn off the halftime show. Number one, it's the Super Bowl halftime. But my girl will stab me in the neck with a knife if I turn off Maroon 5 and her
Adam Levine.
future husband, Adam Levine.
It's a weird thing for your girlfriend to say.
Yeah.
Like, for you to especially say about your girlfriend.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, but so I'll definitely.
So we're not
be
getting
watching
married. Adam Levine's coming through.
He's going to be singing at the wedding, and then it's just going to be a thing.
Right, like I'm going to ask Maroon 5 to play at the wedding, and then I'm just not going to have a wife anymore after the reception, which is cool because we wouldn't have had sex to consummate the marriage.
He'll go through a table before, but it's fine.
I mean, I think he could take it. I think he knows how to fall.
But I think that's a really good thing because I don't remember when that last halftime heat was. Obviously, it was a while ago if it was Rock and Mankind.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can not only watch it on the WWE Network on, your PlayStation, Xbox, whatever, your phone, so many more people are going to have the opportunity to tune into that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a huge thing for NXT, especially those guys that are putting in that match. It's going to be huge. I'm excited.
I think that match is probably going to be one of the better things NXT can put out.
Yeah.
I think all 6 of those guys can go, and I'll be honest, man, I could see maybe Aleister Black coming up or something. I don't know. I would love it too. I think it's Aleister Black's time.
Yeah.
But I think he should have a Mania appearance.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be great.
My girl confirmed that she will stab me in the neck with a knife.
Tracy's listening in, huh?
Yep.
She's like, goddamn right I will. Son of a bitch, try to turn off my Adam Levine.
Talking about my man.
He's my Levine. Do you think because his last name is Vine, he only goes 6 seconds and he's done? But like the French 6, so he's like, because he's Levine.
You see my wee wee?
My wee wee. I take care of your pee pee. I take care of you. You love me. Chachoto. All right. So moving into the Royal Rumble, man. Royal Rumble, like we said, like we've mentioned, like we've talked about over and over again, is a fucking 7-hour show. A 7-hour show that went to, I'm sorry. Let's stop saying it was a 7-hour show. It was a wrestling show that went to fucking midnight. Right? Because I'll be honest, if it was a 7-hour show that ended at 11, I'd probably be all right with it. But it was a show that fucking went to midnight. Midnight. Ugh.
Yeah.
Went on forever. They threw the match of Bobby Roode and Chad Gable against Razor and Dawson because Akam was injured, so the AOP can't fight as a tag team, so they threw Dawson in there. And, of course, Roode and Gable won, which was even weirder to me, man. It's like, why? Why do they need that win?
They didn't.
Why did they need that match?
Yeah.
They didn't.
Didn't they say that the winner, if Akam and Dawson were to win that match, then they would get a tag team title opportunity?
Those two or the winning team, like if Razor and Akam won, they would get the title shot. Like if Razor got the pin, AOP would get the belt.
Was it something like that? I thought I remember.
I'll be honest, we didn't have the sound on.
Okay.
Couldn't hear.
Well, They didn't make mention of it on Raw or SmackDown, so
Yeah.
fuck it.
Yeah, it was so important. And then nothing ever came of it.
Yep.
Rusev versus Nakamura. That was a surprise. Nakamura taking the U.S. title off of Rusev.
Yep.
I don't think any of us called that.
Nope. I didn't. My girl did.
Yeah?
Yep. She filled out a card. She picked Nakamura. Yep. I was like, wow, are you fucking kidding me?
And then they won. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yep.
We're doing, so we did a giveaway for a couple of the matches we did, though. SmackDown Women's title. We did the SmackDown Tag titles, and we did the Universal title, which to me I thought were pretty difficult to decide.
Yes.
They were not, apparently, to everyone else but here. You know, like everyone went with best tag team. No, the tag match was a little bit more even in the box, but there was way more in Asuka's box. So basically, hey, you put your name on a piece of paper, put it in the box of the person you think was going to win. Randomly pull out of that box, and that person wins a prize.
Okay.
There were way more in the Asuka box than the Becky box. And there were way more in the Brock box than the Balor box. And I was like, man, this is the one time that they've made it seem like Brock could lose.
Yeah.
Like you're going with the whole David Goliath. David always wins, you know, but they're all saying David's not going to win this time. But David always wins. And then David didn't win. So I was like, okay, guys. And definitely we're going to do that in a little bit. But so yeah, Rusev and Nakamura was a definite swerve match. Oh, we got this. You know what this is. You know what this
time
is.
it is.
You're calling into Breaking Down the Ring, talking with Mikey. Who are we speaking to?
Yo, what's up, man? This is AR Fox. I'm sorry I'm late.
It's okay, brother. Anytime, not a problem. We always know things happen. Things get caught up in regular lives. We just appreciate the fact that you're even calling in. Thank you so much, man. How you doing today?
No, really, no, man. My bad, dude. Damn, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
I just got wrapped up in training, and it just slipped my mind, and it just hit me just now.
Hey, training. We need to do training. You got some stuff. You got a tag title match coming up in February.
Yeah,
you got to
man.
train your ass off for that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's what I was getting ready for, so, you know.
Taking on the Street Profits at Evolve 121 in Atlanta, your hometown?
Now it is. It's been for the past 10 years. Are we live on the gimmick now?
Yeah, we are live now, brother.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, man. No, it's been my home, though, for about 10 years, so, yeah, I guess you can call it my hometown. And so, yeah, I'm really excited to show the Street Profits the real streets of Atlanta when they come here.
Right.
I don't know if they'll be welcome, though.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, they're coming in to your territory, trying to hold. They took your titles out of your company, and I think it's time for you to take them back.
Yeah, man, they're coming into my territory, period, when they come to Evolve. Whether they come to Atlanta, New York, Florida, Detroit, wherever we're going, they step into my territory. They're walking into my trap. They're not going to take it over. Taking the titles at Evolve 121.
Yeah, Evolve
When they go to
121
Atlanta.
happening in Friday, February 15th. Bell time's 8 p.m. at the Kroc Center of Atlanta, 967.
Rock Center of Atlanta.
967
Okay.
Dewey Street, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia. You guys can go to etix.com or get tickets at calling 1-800-514-3849. AR, man, so who you tagging with at this match?
I'm teaming up with one of my Skulk boys. I'm teaming up with Leon Ruff, up and coming. Just signed with Evolve. He's on fire right now. He's in a different place than he was last time we challenged for titles. So this time we got in the bag.
Nice. I honestly, man, you just came off of a tag team match with Johnny Gargano at Evolve 119 as well. So you're getting your tag team time in. You're definitely able to knock it out. You guys have Adam Cole in your main event for 121, huh?
Oh yeah, we got Adam Cole in the building. We've always been having a lot of NXT talent coming in and stuff. It's pretty unbelievable right now. This weekend. Sorry to cut you off.
No. I've been telling everyone, man. Like, if put it in baseball terms, Evolve is like the AA baseball team to the major league one. Like people, when you guys were here in Michigan for 105, that was Keith Lee's swan song match that I was there for. And then, of course, he showed up on NXT. Like, people are going from you to NXT to, like, the major leagues, man. So it's the biggest, as far as I'm concerned, one of the biggest indie, and I use that quotes with that, wrestling things going on right now.
Comparison to it, with all due respect, you know what I mean? I only keep it positive in the pro wrestling business. Everyone does their own thing. But, yeah, man, ain't nobody on Evolve's level. Ain't nobody doing what Evolve's doing, Yes. There's no, you know what I mean? You're doing it when you just worry about yourself and doing your own thing. I just know that from my personal career. But, everybody else is, talking about you or knows about you, but you really don't know anything else,
Right.
Like, Evolve is this busy and, like, literally making history in the business, stuff that's unheard of or, like, unimaginable to me even 2 years ago. If you told me something that we were going to be wrestling contracted WWE superstars, like famous people, like, us there work in front of millions of people, at takeovers and stuff like that the next week.
Right.
So just like, I just cannot even compare any other, and using that term loosely, indie company to Evolve. Evolve is just on a whole nother level with NXT talent, and it just there, period. Like, I don't know, I just can't even, I'm not even worried about doing many other indies. I really just do AAW.
Okay.
And I know we're not pushing anybody else, but, like, just to be honest, like, really, I just wrestle and Evolve there and at my school, man. It's just, what's going on right now is just pretty, I don't know. Nobody could say anything that I would think could, like, even, you know what I mean?
Right.
And any other company that, like, has a track record like Evolve was Evolve. The same person that runs Evolve was running those companies that helped other people as well. So it's like, just been the common denominator. I'm a company guy, obviously.
Right. Well, tell us. You said you have a school as well, right?
Yes, I do in Atlanta. The WWA 4.
All right. And how's that going? How long have you had that school?
I've had it for about maybe a little over 2 years now.
Okay.
It was the school I originally joined back in 2007, but I didn't start owning it until December of 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many students you got there?
They don't all come on one day, so
Okay.
I'll say that first.
All right.
But probably around 50 or so.
That's a nice school, man.
No, yeah, that's pretty crazy. It's pretty, I'm grateful. That's why I'm here now. I'm still here.
Right, giving back and hopefully making people just as astonishing as you are. I was telling the story at Evolve 105 here in Livonia with Keith Lee Swansong. You were the one that stole the show for us, because
cool, thank you,
dude. Your match, you went over the top corner of the ring,
yeah,
and you took out the entire the Evolve stage, the entrance ramp, where they could not have it fixed the rest of the night.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was a fun one.
I
got to wrestle my friend on that one, Myron Reed.
Yes.
That was a fun one. But, yeah, I'm glad. I appreciate the compliment. But, yeah, man, I'm grateful. I'm having fun out there. And I'm just glad that people like to see what I'm doing, I dedicated a lot of time and hard work to it and all the sacrifice and all that stuff, But at the end of the day, I'm having fun. Really, it's not work to me. So, yeah, if people yeah, I'm just having fun out there and then getting complimented for it. So I'm just chilling, man. I'm just grateful. So I appreciate your kind words towards my performance that night.
Hey man, in all honesty, like I said, when you blow people away, when that was my first Evolve show, and it was honestly the first time that I saw you, and you stole the entire show. Just not for me, for even talking with people afterwards. Everyone said that yours was the match of that night. And so it's definitely not just me, but I have to give props where props are due, and you definitely deserve all of the props from that night. So speaking of, we got more stuff coming up. You guys are coming back here Friday, May 10th, the same area in Livonia, Michigan. That was just announced this week. But before all that, as we said, Evolve 121 in Atlanta. Adam Cole versus Shane Strickland in the main event. Yourself facing the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, going for the Evolve Tag Team Championships. Is this your first time going for the Evolve Tag Team Championships?
No, it's not. We actually wrestled them in the same teams and everything. Me and Ruff teamed up before against the Street Profits for the titles, and we came up short. But now, Ruff's got a little bit more confidence now since he signed. It's always a boost of confidence for someone.
For sure.
Just follow through with everything they do once they step through the curtain just a little bit more. So, I have faith in him that this time he'll be able to have a hold of his side of the deal, and we'll be able to take the titles. We don't got to take them anywhere because they're going to stay in Atlanta with us, at least for the night.
Right.
We're going to party here. I got to school. I might throw an overnight party or something.
Nice. I do want to talk about a little bit of your past, man, because obviously anytime you want to talk to somebody, you want to know who they are, what they've done. And it blew my mind to find out that you were the first ever Evolve champion, winning that back and holding it for 324 days after a 8-man tournament where you beat Ricochet and Sami Callihan.
Yeah, that was a crazy night. I'll never forget that one. I actually just was thinking about it earlier today because I want to get some of my memorable moments, like printed or framed or something like that. And I think that Sammy did a lot for me in the business. He helped me burst through a plateau, I feel like, of just being like an indie guy, like a dime a dozen, because there's a lot of us not really an indie name, but he started my path to becoming an indie name, because he was like the first indie name that I was wrestling in. He was like, as he is now again, he was on fire at the time, and like we've wrestled a few times, and everyone loved our matches. So I learned a lot from him, but that was I'm pretty sure like that might have been our 4th or 5th match, and but that was the first time I had beaten him, and it was the most important one too.
Obviously,
and
yeah.
like just in my head, I felt like I was making progress as a wrestler, because even though I don't know, the win-loss thing, but I always was losing to him, and then a couple months or maybe a year or so later, I was on top and everyone was losing to me.
That's how it happens when you're champion. Like I said, 324 days you held that championship, which it's a crazy run, period. It's just, going that long. You held that championship for almost a year, and you took on a lot of people before, finally losing to Cassius Ohno, it was Chris Hero at the time in Evolve. Tell us some of the things that obviously we just talked to you, said that was something that just sticks out in your mind. Some of your other favorite memories in wrestling.
Oh man. I main evented Cage Death. That was a really big moment for me, just because I was always in the CZW for a real long time, and Cage of Death is a pretty big stage on the independent scene, still to this day, even though it's not your typical, or frowned upon by some fans, the style of it. But yeah, besides WrestleCon, I think it's probably one of the bigger stages you could wrestle on on the independent scene. So main event in Cage of Death was really big to me. Debuting on TV for Lucha Underground was really, really, really big for me. Wrestling the Street Profits, that was big for me because that was my first time ever wrestling someone that's contracted to WWE. Like at the time, wrestling AJ Styles was a major moment to me because he was and still is to this day my favorite. My favorite in-ring performer. I like people for different things, charisma or attitude or whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, in-ring wise, AJ Styles has always been the best to me for years. Ever since I really got into wrestling and I seen what it was, and then I seen AJ Styles performing, and I was like, "Whoa, this guy does it the best." So wrestling him was a really big moment to me. Wrestling Chris Hero was a big moment to me because a lot of times in wrestling you don't learn a lesson like verbally. You might learn it just in the ring. Mm-hmm. When you do something or he did something and it gained such a reaction. When I at that time just solely relied on stunts, basically, you know what I mean, to be straight up almost, you know what I mean, like, I like that risk factor. I live every day taking a risk, no matter what it is. Like, I just an adrenaline junkie, you know what I mean? I want people's hearts to drop at least once every match, like, I don't want to just have a good solid match, you know what I mean? I want people to be like, oh, like, I want to take people out of their seats, and I want the reaction where I see everyone look to their neighbor and be like, wait, hold on. It was like, I think he really hurt himself there. Like, that's my, I got off track. But
but that's what we're talking about, man. Things that stick out to you, and obviously all of these things stick out to you because, like I said, when you're diving over the top corner and you're breaking the entire entrance ramp, that stood out to us when we were there at that Evolve show. So it makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so that's exactly why I do something like that. Like, you could do solid stuff all day, but something like that I feel like will be memorable. Or also a moment, too. It doesn't always have to be physical. It could be like a turn or something with emotion or something that's been, like, built up for over time or something like that. Like, I understand that, too. But my strong point would be to make memorable moments out of risks.
That's amazing. And hopefully, man, you make memorable moments at Evolve 121 in February. Let's tell people where they can find you on social media. We have you on Twitter at A Real Fox with 2 X's. Anywhere else they can find you besides Twitter?
No, really, I just go on Twitter now. I used to only do Facebook, but now I got Twitter. So, I just do that because it's pretty much just, they're going to see everybody's on both of them anyway.
Right.
So that's why I just like to stick with one because, it's just easier for me like that.
That's my philosophy too.
Yeah, I'm just on Twitter, and I'm always at the WWE 4 in Atlanta, the wrestling school. I wrestle there every Thursday, just like any other show, just the same matches, the same, quality, same risks, all that stuff. So, anyone that's in the Atlanta area or, Georgia, every Thursday we got a free stack show, pro wrestling party at the WWE 4.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it. That was there. A Real Fox on Twitter.
That's Fox with 2 X's, everybody. That's at A Real Fox.
2 X's.
Yep, AREALFOXX. And again, AR, man, thank you so much for calling. And we hope.
And can I give my wife a plug?
For sure, brother.
She's bursting out on her own career and stuff. She's Ayla the Fox on Twitter.
Okay.
One X for her.
1X for her. Well, we already follow you, man. We're going to go ahead and follow her next. Again, everybody go to Evolve 121 in Atlanta, Friday, February 15th. Bell time's at 8 o'clock at the Kroc Center of Atlanta. Get your tickets on etix.com or call 1-800-514-3849. Adam Cole of the Undisputed Era versus Shane Strickland in the main event. And AR Fox and Ruff are going for those Evolve Tag Team Championships against the Street Profits Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. AR Fox, thank you so much for calling in, man. We really appreciate it. We hope to talk to you again soon when you become the Evolve Tag Team Champion.
All right, man. See you, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, sir. Bye. Again, ladies and gentlemen, that was AR Fox. You can find him on Twitter at ARealFox, ARealFoxX. And again, go to Club WWN, get yourself one of those subscriptions, $9.99. If you can't be in Atlanta to watch the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, lose to AR Fox and Ruff, so they become the new Evolve Tag Team Champions, you can definitely watch it on Club WWN, WWN Live. Again, thank you so much to AR Fox for calling in. Really appreciate that. It's a good interview.
Sounds like a bad man.
Yeah, I caught the tail end. Sounded great.
Yep.
It was, honestly, Z, I was telling him, remember when we went to the Evolve show and the guy that jumped over the corner that crashed into that's him. And I was like, dude,
when you said we were having him on here, I knew exactly who he was.
Yeah.
He was one, when we were at the Evolve show, even though I wasn't there for the duration like you guys were, he was one of the talents that stood out to me while we were there. So,
yeah, it was great. Whoa, what was that?
I don't know, but we're all getting it.
Yeah, it's an emergency alert to the extreme temperatures. Consumers ask everyone to lower their heat to 65 or less through Friday.
Yeah, right.
Suck my dick. It's negative 28 outside. I was thinking about leaving my truck running while I parked. Fuck that. It is so cold. I just came from work. It is so cold outside that you might as well. I was Victor Freeze. I would start to sweat, and before it could turn to sweat, it was just an icicle. And then I have this really bad habit where I lick my lips when I'm working. Like when I'm putting real thought into something, I lick my beard. Yeah, bad idea. When I got back in the truck, it was just frost.
Idiot. Silly. You shouldn't do that again.
It'll happen tomorrow.
Why did I do this?
I you know what's funny is I'll do it and I'll be doing it going, why the fuck am I doing that? This isn't gonna make it better.
That's not gonna do anything good for me at all. So we were kind of talking about the NXT TakeOver. Daniel from Pro Wrestling Scorecards is calling in right now. It's such a good song.
We took that overall, right?
Yeah. It went away. I can't answer the phone call.
They just want us to jam.
I can't answer this phone call, Daniel.
Daniel, hang up and call back.
Oh, there it is. Daniel?
Yep, what's up, man?
Hey, man. No, dude, I could not find the button to answer the phone call.
I learned it was taking so fucking long.
You're obviously not listening. Whatever.
So since Smitty's not here, how's it feel to lose twice?
Oh, fuck off.
So, man, but let's be honest. Ramon went off for you guys, man. He put 155 total. That beat.
Yeah, he did great.
Yeah, that beat 1, 2, 3 of us. Ramon himself would have beaten 3 of us. Only had to face me. That's why I lost. Son of a bitch. So let's talk about the scorecards, man. How are the downloads for it?
I honestly don't know. The link tracking service you're using for it failed to report any data. So I have no fucking idea.
I even posted the scorecards in a couple wrestling groups. I've been trying to get you more downloads this time too.
I appreciate that. I will tell you that based on the interaction we had on social media and just the based on analytics of Twitter, Facebook about the interactions on the actual posts themselves, it looks really good. I gotta crunch the numbers to figure out what it is, but we did really well. We picked up a bunch of patrons, sold some shirts even. So I mean, all in all, it was a good weekend.
Nice, man. I was telling everyone, when I quoted that tweet, they only had 1,999 followers. I was like, we got to beat their ass to at least 2K. And Daniel's like, yeah, we got another 200 followers after that. And I was like, that's totally not for me, but I'm going to take all the fucking credit.
You never know.
So you were in Phoenix this whole weekend. Did anyone tell you to take your shirt off besides your wife?
No. I didn't wear any AEW merch, though. I just wore my Pro Wrestling Scorecard stuff. Few Bullet Club things, but no AEW shit.
I mean, you guys did notice that it was like everybody in the front row. Like everyone behind the front row, they probably didn't get fucked with.
No. And I don't know if you guys noticed, they actually missed somebody on SmackDown. There's a guy with in the back on a Mysterio wearing the shirt.
So I'm talking to Allie about it, and I'm telling her what's going on about how these people are being forced to take off their shirt because it says AEW on it and how stupid it is. And she sides with the WWE and goes, well, you know, that seems fair because they're in competition with WWE. And I pause the TV while I'm watching Raw, and I go, Bullet Club shirt, New Japan shirt, and I'm just picking out the crowd. I go, those are all people that compete with WWE. It's just this one company that they seem to be picking on. And I could not change her mind for the life of me. I think it might be off. Just kidding. If you actually
I'll be
listening.
honest. I'll be honest. I side with WWE a little bit on this one too, because it is their televised product. There is stipulations to buying tickets to be in their show. Like, they have a right to kick you out of there for any reason. So
True.
It is what it is. I feel like I think people are wearing them in just to intentionally be disruptive and.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the case. They deserve it.
Well, yeah. Ever since the first account, I'm assuming anybody that has one tries to sneak into a WWE show as like for like a personal goal or something. But
right.
I posted something on social media earlier, and it was until there's a match card, AEW is just a T-shirt company, which is technically true.
Absolutely.
And I will say, and you know, whoa, Jesse makes the point, them doing that is giving AEW all the free advertisement in the world.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So keep sending people in. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting all this attention on social media with you're not even doing anything.
Yeah, they're playing it really. So this is where I side with WWE in the fact they don't want the stuff on television, but they're not handling it in a way that is right because, again, they're like Jesse said, they're just bringing attention to them. It's not helping anything. It's actually hurting them probably at this point.
Well, my thought process is if I'm sitting front row, so I paid, you know, let's say between
An exuberant amount of
between
money.
$500 and $700 to sit there, right?
Or
Why
more.
wouldn't you come up to me and be like, "Hey, you can't wear this shirt, but here's a free WWE shirt you can put on."
Right.
You know, like, you know, at least that way you don't look like such a dick.
And then there were people making the comment like, oh, why is this guy wearing 2 shirts in Phoenix? There were people behind him wearing hoodies. It was at night. It's Phoenix. It's
Right,
not like it was fucking, you know, they were in fucking Mexico.
Yeah, the desert gets really fucking cold at night, especially in the wintertime. Like, it may not snow, but it's still, I mean, you also got to remember, though, in Arizona, when it's like 50 degrees to them, that's like it being 5 degrees outside here.
Exactly.
And that's why the guy was in a hoodie. Because that's what I wear.
Yeah, we bought a
always
hoodie
wear
with
2
us
shirts
because
to
we
wrestle.
weren't sure if they were going to have the roof open or not.
Did they have the roof open?
No, they didn't.
Because that's right. That's the baseball stadium that closes. That's right.
Yeah.
They can never do that here.
What?
At least not the Rumble.
What, have it open?
Yeah. We'll have a place that's, well, a baseball stadium here.
Well, if they did the Rumble in December, we'd be fine because it's 60 here. Come January, it takes a nasty fucking turn.
So what was your overall experience? Like, you went to Access, you got some photos taken. You said Roderick Strong was showing people how to do the Undisputed Era sign, which is hilarious.
By the way, I'm jealous of all the pictures you and Des posted. Fuck you guys.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fucking not.
No, I'm not. You're right.
So go ahead and like just tell us about you and the lovely Adezable one experience there.
Yeah, I mean, so it was an interesting weekend because, I don't know, like TakeOver was like a sold-out talking stick arena. Like, it seemed like every seat was sold, minus a couple of top sections. But huge crowd, like, really into it, great show. despite the fact that I see a lot of people posting that this was not their best showing, which, I mean, maybe my perception was different live, but I thought it was an amazing show.
People were just being...
You know, the audience... Go ahead.
I was going to say, people were just being a dick about the show to be the dick, it seemed like, because overall, I mean, there were certain things about each Rumble.
No, he's talking about the TakeOver.
Oh, wait, hold on. People didn't like TakeOver?
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't just people, like, trolling? Like, they really didn't like
I don't know. It must be. But
well, no, that's what
what's
I like.
interesting about TakeOver...
I heard I got some feedback about it be like people thinking it was a terrible show, but I just assumed they were being trolls because TakeOver is never a bad show.
Right. I did find it interesting that the day after there was that news that they intentionally toned down TakeOver, but it didn't feel like that to me.
No, they can tone it down all they want. It's still fucking better.
I don't watch the show because it's toned up. The wrestling is the wrestling, no matter what. And it was, it's always really good. Like Matt Riddle and Ono was my least favorite match, and I still thought that was a good match.
Yeah,
I thought it was great.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
So
I don't know. That show was good live. Like the audience was really into it. I mean, there's always that jerk off in your section that's yelling dumbass shit, but other than that, it was great.
They're the worst.
What was the jerk off yelling?
Oh, it was all sorts of just rant. This shit it intentionally tried to grab attention, you know, AEW chants and dumb shit like that. Just trying to be a troll of sorts, you know.
Is the AEW chant the new CM Punk chant?
I don't think it's that far yet.
But do you think it'll get there?
I don't know. Maybe when they're actually on television.
Were they chanting AEW or were they chanting all elite, all elite?
They were doing both.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But again, it was only a small chunk of people. Like you probably didn't even catch it on television.
No.
That or they probably blurred it out the minute they heard it because they definitely turn up and turn down the audience or the crowd reactions, and you can tell when they like amplify it.
Yeah. So that show was good. The ending was interesting. The part they didn't air on the network was.
You're talking about where Dream and
the brawl was on there or not.
Are you talking about where the Dream and Aleister Black and somebody else kind of did like a curtain call thing?
Yeah, and Ricochet.
Yeah,
they were out there for like 10 minutes, just like pandering with the crowd off the network. It felt really like a goodbye moment. But then none of them showed up at Rumble. None of them showed up at Raw or SmackDown.
Aleister Black was
Aleister Black at Rumble. Sorry.
Well, and I don't know. I didn't read the spoilers on it, but I know Dream was in that tournament over the weekend. That's going to air next Saturday.
Yeah, he was. And then also, Dream has been. I was reading the spoilers for the NXT tapings that are happening right now, and I only read the first day, and Dream was there for that. So I don't know. It was a really weird ending if it wasn't their goodbye moment. You know what I mean? So I don't know what they were doing there.
You didn't stay for the NXT tapings?
Great. Say again?
You didn't stay for the NXT tapings?
No, they did tapings beforehand. There was only 2 matches before.
Oh,
They're doing tapings in Full Sail today.
Oh, all right. You're talking about... Okay, all right. I see what you're saying now. I thought you were talking about what's going to air on...
The
aired
tournament.
tonight. Yeah, no, that aired tonight.
No.
That
we were there for. That was before TakeOver.
Okay.
That was just 2 tag matches.
How was the Rumble live the entire 7 hours?
Exhausting, but primarily because I was so fucking irritated with the internet problem I was having.
Oh, yeah.
But overall, it was really good. I mean, I regret actually getting the seats that we got. We were like right behind the dugout on the third baseline. And you almost were like, we were too low. I wish I would have bought seats a little farther back.
Like that. Like if you're in the front row, but like 5 rows back where everybody's on the same plane, you can't see a fucking thing. That kind of thing.
Yeah. So we were a little elevated, but we were also like 40 rows back. You know what I mean? Because there's a pretty big distance between the ring and the dugout areas. So imagine like the distance of the ramp that they were coming down, and then we were like 6 rows up from that.
I heard the lights were an issue for you guys.
Oh, yes.
It's a good thing they don't have... I was going to say, it's a good thing they don't have...
The crowd did so many turn off the light chants. It was hilarious.
So what was the lights?
It was just the normal ring light setup, but they had it set up in a way where it was literally just like shining in people's eyes. There was quite literally a kid sitting next to me wearing sunglasses in the dark in the arena.
Weird.
I don't know. If you listen to the crowd, you could hear the chants of the Trump the lights. And every time like a superstar came out where the ring lights turn off, they'd all cheer. They were popping for the lights, not for the person.
That makes so much sense.
I can finally see. Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
It was blinding. It was crazy.
So then you were also there for Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
You did all 4 shows, huh?
Yeah. They gave a good deal on the tickets. When you bought tickets to Rumble, they offered you tickets for the remaining 3 nights. And it worked out to we paid $180 for the 3 tickets for both of us for all 3 nights outside of Rumble.
Fuck.
That's super fucking cheap. Yeah.
At that point, I don't even care where the fuck I sit.
Yeah, really.
Right.
Holy shit, man. I'm jealous.
It was a hell of a deal.
Yeah, for real. Fuck you. Just kidding. Love you.
So what you're saying is we're all going to Rumble next. If we get to beat you in person next year, awesome.
Man.
So Raw and SmackDown, how did those come across to you? I know you told me that SmackDown was empty.
Yeah, that's what was interesting to me is this during that weekend. They had they're lying 48,000 in the Rumble. They're 30 and some change probably at the Rumble, and then they couldn't even fill the arena for SmackDown. It seemed crazy to me. The entire balcony was blocked off, and then the 3 sections attached to the hard cam were all blocked off.
Wow, so that whole fucking side was black.
Dead.
Empty. Yeah.
Smitty would have loved that
Which
side.
is crazy.
It would have been his favorite side.
He's like, I want to go sit over the black side.
Here's what's interesting. Raw was the same way. It had the entire balcony blacked out.
That makes
So
sense.
not the hard cam side, but still for a Raw, that was pretty bad. For a Raw after a Big 4.
Well, yeah, but still, Rumble saw, 48,000 people? You're not going to have that for Raw the next night. Because a lot of people travel to go to Rumble, so you're just going to get the local crowd come Monday.
I don't know, man. If those ticket deals are what he said it was, fuck, I would have jumped on that too.
Yeah, and they did travel packages too that offered all 4 nights.
So if you don't mind me asking, all together between Rumble, the 3 shows, and travel package, without spending money and whatnot, what do you guys think you spent just to stay there for the weekend?
You mean just for the shows or overall?
Yeah, for the shows and the hotel, basically.
That was like $1,500.
That's not bad.
man.
For 2 people?
No, I think that's a piece.
No, $1,500 for both, or $1,500 a piece?
Yeah. No, for both of us.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
No.
That's a great fucking deal.
I mean,
Allie, if you are listening, Christmas.
We drove in, so that saved us a little bit of money.
True, that is that. I agree. You did drive there because it's so close.
Yeah.
All right, so throw in an extra. So it costs us like $1,800, $300 for airfare.
Yeah,
especially if we do it early.
Depending on how far you're going, yeah.
But again, not bad.
Yeah.
2 people.
I mean, Mania's gonna cost us a lot more, but.
So is that our bucket list for next year to go to?
You're gonna be at Mania, huh?
Yeah.
Oh man.
We're going to Mania and
me and Mikey almost went to Mania one time.
Are you gonna do the Raw and the SmackDown after Mania?
No, the tickets. We went to look at SmackDown or not SmackDown. Sorry, Takeover tickets on resale because they sold out.
Mm-hmm.
They're outrageously expensive. So we're gonna do. We already got the tickets for Supercard. We're going to Mania, and then we're gonna do a bunch of WrestleCon shows. We're gonna try and make Blackcraft.
Nice. And then what you're leaving out Monday morning, Monday afternoon?
Yeah, by Monday morning.
Oh, damn. I was saying.
Those Mania tickets were fucking crazy expensive. I can't afford to do any more than that.
Man, I got Sundays off. Could drive to New York right after work Saturday night.
It's only 8 hours, depending on where in New York.
Do it, man. You can go to Joey Ryan's penis party.
Do it.
Really, that was the whole reason we were going.
Yeah, it was fucking Mania. Fuck that. We're going to the penis party.
Smitty wants a mold of it.
Of course he does. Of course, we might be able to do that if we're going to be doing an event somewhere. But so overall, your experience in Phoenix, how was the town?
I mean, I love Phoenix. We've been there a lot for pay-per-views. This is actually the second Rumble we've seen in Phoenix.
Fuck you.
Because we saw the one in 2012 where Punk dropped the belt to Rock and Cena won the Rumble.
How did Des feel about that?
She hated it. Also, if you pull up that pay-per-view on the network, you will also see me in the background almost get into a fight with a guy in the audience.
Really? At what time?
Yeah. About midway through the Rumble. I don't remember the exact time.
The Rumble pay-per-view or the Rumble match?
No, to the Rumble match.
Oh.
I know what I'm doing when I go home.
Right? Fuck yeah, dude. I can't wait to see that.
It's not that exciting. It's funny.
Oh, my. And we're going to screenshot it. We're going to put it all over Twitter.
Yeah, how do we edit that video? We probably can. Cause
it's very blurry. You will not be able to identify me, but...
Oh, whatever. I'm going to see it. It's fucking, we're going to get it. We're like, see this fucker fighting right here? This is fucking Pro Wrestling Scorecards founder, Daniel. Dun, dun, dun. Jesse says he watched it and he could not find you. That's all right. You can't find.
I'll find it. I'll get the timestamp.
You can't find a fucking score on a scorecard either, Jesse. So,
right.
Yeah, motherfucker. Let's calm the fuck down. So we made mention that if you guys won this time, we were going to have the rubber match for Mania and TakeOver, and they include the G1 Supercard in there as well because you guys are doing a scorecard for that, correct?
Yep.
You don't have to answer now. I'd still be willing to do that.
Yeah, we're like the Austin to your Rock. Maybe this time you stand a chance.
I need to start recruiting somebody to replace Jesse.
You should start recruiting people to replace everybody but Ramon at this point.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Mario's overall score was 116. Joe almost covered that with just his Rumble score of 109.
I was like, I almost covered it, and I had like a 106 or something.
103.
Yeah.
And you didn't even fill out all of your special appearances.
Right? Yeah, Jesse was giving a shit like. You're giving a look like you didn't know this.
I didn't. I thought I...
No, there was 10. You only gave us 5.
Oh, it was 10?
And then I asked you...
I didn't read it because it's normally 5.
But I asked you in the chat for your other 5, and you were like, I asked. No, I didn't get an answer, so I was like, what?
When did you ask me for... I never got the message that you asked me for the other 5. I asked a question if I could switch my scorecard after we did it, because when I was scribbling that on that entrant thing... I was like, oh, I have so many different theories. I want to change like my final 4 and all that in the actual Rumble on the scorecard. And I wasn't scrolling through the 18 fucking...
Wasn't that? It was like way early. It's funny because I asked him twice and I didn't get it. And I was going to be so mad if we lost because of you. But you still scored a 103 without putting in 5 extras.
God fucking damn it.
I would like to point out you could be champ right now if you would have gotten 2 of those.
That's what just
5
went through my head. Wouldn't have to give the fucking belt back. Not anyway, but...
You fucking moron.
Hold on.
He's trying to scroll and find me asking that question. So I will gladly, we would rather love to go against you guys again, just because it's just so much fun, man. I mean, unless, of course, you guys find someone else that you want to do it with, put over another podcast. Obviously, you've done the last 2 with us. I got no beef with that whatsoever, even though this all started because you tried to give me shit about giving you fake shit. So... But we still love you guys, man. Is there anything that stuck out as what was your moment of the weekend in Phoenix? What was the thing that stuck? Maybe a match, maybe meeting somebody, anything like that. What stuck out to you the most?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think the Raw moment of Lynch coming out.
Yeah.
And giving that promo with Rousey, like that crowd was fucking on fire for that. I couldn't even hear the promo. I need to actually go back and rewatch it because I have no idea what Rousey even said.
Oh, because they were so loud booing her?
That was so loud. It was crazy.
Dude, it was deafening on. Even like when she was talking on when you're watching Raw, it seemed like she was whispering. She's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll fucking kill you.
It was insane how much people were like are over for Becky. People were chanting for Becky during matches that had nothing to fucking do with the women's division. Like, it was just, it's crazy how over she is right now.
Oh, I agree. I agree. And that's why she's going to headline WrestleMania.
Yeah, the pops that she got, just, I mean, for during her actual match, coming out for the Rumble, like, all that was just, it was crazy. Like, to see how they're reacting to her. I don't know. I don't even think it's represented well on television. So I know everybody loves her, but it was crazy.
I was gonna say, I feel like they turn it down on television because you can, when she walks out, you can kind of hear the pop, but then it kind of like dulls itself out when you're watching it on TV.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Even like during fucking the match tapings for like main event and stuff, people were chanting for Becky. Like it was I don't know. It's crazy. And then I think the other moment for me is probably because I didn't expect them to ever do this, was that Nia Jax moment at the end of the men's Rumble.
Yeah.
I don't like Nia Jax. I don't necessarily think she's the right person to do this with, but the fact that they kind of they dip their toe into the potential of intergender was interesting.
Well, I mean, they've done it before. I just can't believe they're doing it in 2019 because it already got a bunch of backlash.
Yeah, I mean, but when have they done it before where they actually had one of the women take 3 finishers from from men?
China.
Yeah, but not since then. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm just saying, like, you had in the Rumble, you had China, Nicole Bass, and Beth Phoenix. As far as China used to take finishers all the fucking time, but since her, nobody. I mean, you might get like a spot here or there where they get kicked or hit with a guitar, but beyond that, it's not like, oh, hey, get your shit in and then eliminate her.
Right. And then they doubled down and brought her out with that moment with Ambrose on Raw.
I was really hoping he would give her the dirty deeds.
I was waiting for it, but I don't know. So I'm curious to see where they go with that, if they go anywhere.
Especially with the whole talk of Ambrose leaving.
Well, if he really is leaving, that means he's probably going to job to Nia.
At WrestleMania?
Possibly.
Maybe.
Well, I read something that that was like stopping him from possibly laying down another CM.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought too, because, okay, so I have like 2 thoughts on this real quick.
Okay.
Is I have a thought that this is just a work, because how often does WWE announce this far in advance that a talent is leaving? Mm-hmm. But on the flip side, if you saw that awkward moment on Raw where he was about to say something and then Nia came out, they cut his mic. And then, I mean, obviously they were like kayfabing the jaw jacking. But then I was like, oh, maybe WWE got out in front of it, because it wasn't too long after that they were like, oh, hey, by the way, Dean Ambrose isn't renewing his contract. So they wanted to get in front of it before he could say anything because they didn't trust what he was going to say on the mic.
Yeah.
What's interesting about that, though, is most of the news outlets are reporting that he told them that he wasn't going to renew his contract after Raw that night.
See, I read reports saying that he told people close to him and executives, a few executives in the WWE over the weekend that he wasn't going to renew his contract.
And that was why he also had the quick spot in the Royal Rumble where he was out
like
pretty
15
quick,
minutes or something like that.
It'll be interesting to see how they play. Because the last time they've mentioned, because they usually don't mention contracts, period. So I thought that was weird they even used that word when they were talking about him.
Or normally when they do and somebody leaves, they like wish them well in their future endeavors. They don't announce, hey, in 2 months from now, Dean Ambrose is leaving.
Yeah. The last time they had the conversation around a contract that I can recall is Punk right before his contract expired when they did that walkout with the belt spot.
But that was all a work too, though.
No.
Yeah, but the contract part of that was all true, right?
In 2011, when he
ambiguity there.
beat Cena, took the title, and supposedly didn't have a contract, he was already under contract.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
Well, he was. I know. But the actual
There's no way they put the belt on.
contract expiration date was accurate.
Yes.
He had already re-signed, though.
Yes. Yeah, they had it re-signed him. They just played along with it.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because he re-signed that day at it was
Now,
SummerSlam.
He actually resigned before that, but they played it off so the way they played it off on TV was he signed that night before Raw. So like Cena won the title from Ray, and then Punk comes out.
I'm saying he signed at it was Money in the Bank, right? That was the pay-per-view where he won the title and left.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that was in Chicago.
Yeah, the contract was signed at Money in the Bank.
Yeah, it was signed actually before Money in the Bank.
Before.
But they kept going with the storyline.
Yeah, exactly. But that wasn't. Yeah, the storyline was he signed that Raw, but
the expiration date of his contract at the time when it was mentioned was correct.
Yes.
Everything else was kayfabe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But that's the last time I can remember them mentioning somebody's actual, using the word contract on television. I don't know. And then I also found it weird that normally when, they terminate people or somebody's leaving or whatever, they announce it on the corporate news site too. But there's no mention of this on their corporate news site. It's just something that's floating around social, essentially.
They have a corporate news site? Why don't I know about that?
I didn't know about
Yeah.
that either.
Well, when you click corporate on the WWE website.
Oh, really? I'm going to do that now.
I never wanted to be a part of the corporation, so I never clicked it.
There's nothing special there. But normally, every time they terminate somebody, that's where it pops up first, or that's where they give the future endeavor speech.
Yeah,
there.
that makes sense because that's like transactions in a a ball club. Like, oh, this person's released or this or that. Like that's financial statements and shit.
Right.
Fucking Jesse's like, PW Scorecards has the connections. Wish you guys had connections to scoring on your scorecards, Jesse.
Yeah, you may have connections, but you can't fucking win.
You should connect the dots and the winners. Those are matches, idiot. I just love giving Jesse shit.
All right, so when we beat you at Mania, we want all your connections.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
If we're 2-0, you mean when?
No, I'm saying they might not take us on. He didn't say yes. I said answer when you're ready.
I mean,
We're gonna do it.
Oh, we're gonna do it.
You notice how every time we face them though, they just keep adding another scorecard to it. Like now we got to do the G1 climax. Like he thinks he's gonna win because half of us don't watch it, but you'll see what happens.
Well, definitively, we will do TakeOver Mania. G1 Climax card is still kind of up in the air for me. If we do it, we'll make that part of it. But if we don't do it, then we'll just do TakeOver Mania.
I'm down for the G1.
Yeah, I want to do it, but I also don't want to spend my entire weekend tracking scorecards.
Hey, man, I'll be honest. That's why you keep people in the back. Are you leaving? No. Oh. No, I'm good.
I'm good.
Daniel, I want to say thanks, man, for calling in. Appreciate it, brother. You've had a long weekend. Get yourself some fucking rest, man.
All right, man.
Thanks again for calling in.
Thanks for having me on.
Always, man. Any fucking time. Can't wait. Make sure you guys go get your pro wrestling scorecards for the upcoming event, Elimination Chamber. They're going to be back with that. Go to @PW Scorecards on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Thank you again so much for calling in, Daniel. We'll talk to you later, brother.
Thanks, man.
All right, man. Bye.
So let's quickly, we're going to get into just a couple. I don't want to go too long because I don't want to go too far over. Becky Lynch tapping, and then Becky Lynch getting a Rumble spot. How did you feel about that, Nick? Did it bug you? Did it bother you?
It didn't at first, but then I keep hearing that argument, and now I'm kind of like, it's bugging me a little bit.
So I'll be honest. When it happened, I was like, oh, shit, Becky tapped out.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck's going to happen after this? Not Becky passed out. Becky tapped out. And I'm like, all right. So then she comes out and she's like, put me in the Rumble. Oh, I don't know why I give her that accent. She's like, put me in the Rumble.
Fight me.
She's like, I deserve a spot. She can't make it. I'm going to be in. It's like, why do you deserve a spot? You tapped out. If you'd have passed out, I'd have understood that.
Right.
But if she passed out, she couldn't have been in the Rumble.
But yes, she could have because it was later in the night. People wake up.
But it wasn't too much later that they had the opening match and then the tag match and then the Rumble.
I had a feeling something was going to happen when that was the first match, Becky and Asuka.
The minute that was the first,
the minute that was the first match, I was like, all right, Becky's losing. We're going to the Rumble. But like you said. Because I
was calling that. What the fucking happened, I'd been calling for weeks before. And then I fucking changed it.
She put her in the Asuka lock. And, I was watching it with Allie. And Allie was like, ooh, Becky's going to tap. And I go, there's no way they make Becky tap. If anything, Becky's passing out, like you said. Make them look strong, but still lose. But I will say this, at least Becky tapped out to a move that looked devastating. Like, not just like the Asuka lock or whatever. It was like some, I mean, obviously it wasn't that bad, but it was like inverted and it looked brutal. So at least there was like, Asuka had to like go to a different level to make Becky tap. The kind of the perspective I put on it.
Sure.
Her getting that spot annoyed the shit out of me after that. So Asuka and Becky went 17 minutes and 10 seconds, right? Then there were 2 matches in between that. Miz and Shane, 13 minutes and 20 seconds, 14 minutes for Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks.
And then the Rumble, right?
The Women's Royal Rumble went an hour and 12 minutes. But remember, it wasn't until after the 30th person went out that Becky went out there. So this is 45 minutes. So we're talking an hour and 15 minutes later. She totally could have passed out and then went out. Or have that shit backstage. Lana not being able to come out. Like, number 29 hits and you don't see, and it's Lana's music.
Do you know how fucking excited I was to see Lana actually try and come out? Even though, like, I realized very quickly that what they were doing. But, so, I have Liv Morgan on my sheet. She comes in, literally gets tossed out in 2 seconds. And I was like, God fucking damn it. Because I scribbled her out, put Lana. Liv gets eliminated fucking not even 30 seconds into the match. And Lana gets injured in the fucking pre-show and might not be in the Rumble. I was so mad. Then Lana's fucking music hits and I was like, sweet. She's going to hobble on down. The minute she gets in the ring, she's going to get eliminated. Then when that didn't happen, I was Lashley put Seth through the table, it killed any anticipation I had of anybody else winning the Rumble. Because I knew Seth was going to lay there for like 40 fucking minutes and then get up and, eliminate whomever. And that's something they do. Like, they did it with Roman. When Roman won it, he was taken out and put through a table and came back 45 fucking minutes later to win the Rumble. I hope for next year they do more old school where, like, you don't leave the ring at all. Like, when's the last Rumble we've had where nobody's left the ring for an extended period of time? Like, they, back in the 90s, all the way up to, like, probably, like, 2003, everyone was, like, in the ring. You might have, like, a random spot where somebody goes and hides under the ring, which is cool from time to time, but we did it twice this Rumble. Like, Kurt Hawkins did it, and fucking Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega made sense. Squirmy little fucking heel. All right, I'm going to hide under the ring. Hawkins made sense too, but you literally just did it in the women's Rumble, and now you do it in the men's. Like, the overuse of it. Like, and it's one of those things where you shouldn't do it every year. Like, things you shouldn't do every year in the Rumble, strictly because your fans are expecting it, is your stupid Kofi Kingston New Day spot. You've known for 10, maybe more, but at least 10 years.
4. 5.
That Kofi's going to do something in the Rumble? Mm-hmm. No, he's been doing it way before he was ever a New Day.
No, he was on another show where he said he did it. I'm sorry, it was 2012. 2013 he took it. So 6 years now. And he took it in 2013 because in 2012, John Morrison did it, and then John Morrison wasn't there the next year.
Okay.
But even still, but back to Becky Lynch. We're getting way off talking, and I don't want this show to go that far over. So Becky Lynch tapping out and then getting a spot in the Royal Rumble, it just, to me, it didn't make any sense, right? And I'm just like, I don't understand why you deserve this spot. I get that you're over for the fans, and I understand that the fans are going to love this, but why do you deserve this spot? You just had a title match. You didn't lose your title before because you were, Rousey interrupted you, but this time you tapped out. I don't feel like you deserve that spot in the match.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Okay. So the maneuver she tapped out to, like you thought it was more than just an Asuka lock. Like it looked brutal, correct?
Yeah.
So I mean, it would have been like worth tapping out for. But furthermore, to my point, if she would have taken a pinfall, you obviously would still feel the same way. Like you got pinned.
If it was a quick pin and then she like kicked right and then like she kicked out and everything like that, and it was like, what the fuck? Like if it was tapping out, I feel is the worst thing that she could have done. Passing out, understandable. Quick pin, fine.
See, Pat, you're right on the passing out thing because then it's a bigger surprise to the fans when she comes out after 30 because you think, oh, well, Becky's been taken out.
Yeah.
I mean, I see your point. And maybe she didn't deserve that spot, but she's the only one who came out and asked for it.
But again, if Fit Finley, who we know, but what fucking casual wrestling fan knows, is just like, yeah, go ahead and take it. Like, where's his fucking authority?
Yeah.
I was on a wrestling site earlier, and one of it was in kayfabe. Explain to me how Fit Finley has the authority, and I was like, oh, well, that's easy. Vince was off at his home with the execs from the XFL trying to figure out financials. Steph and Triple H were stuck in Ohio for an emergency landing on their jet, and Shane was out celebrating with the Miz for their championship win. So Fit Finley is the one to go to, not Dean Malenko, not any other agent in the back. Fit Finley.
And then I look at you like, that's fucking dumb. Why would anyone not be at the Royal Rumble? In kayfabe.
That's fine.
I feel like that hurt her. And then to come on Raw and challenge Ronda Rousey, I thought was kind of dumb as well. Now, granted, they have been going at each other, but you just tapped out to Asuka. Like, you just lost. You gave it why are you going for Ronda now? You couldn't even take your SmackDown title back. Why am I supposed to believe that you're going to beat the girl who hasn't been beaten when you couldn't beat the girl that your best friend beat to take her streak? Like
you're putting way too much logic.
I'm putting actual logic.
I know. You're putting actual logic into it.
But this is the shit that we're all talking about WWE's continuity. We're talking about how before they made that and even now post that they're like, we're trying to make everything seem more realistic. We're trying to get you to understand and see this makes sense for it to go.
Yeah, but sometimes you're gonna get feuds where it's like it's not.
But that's what I'm saying is if I can't follow this feud, if I'm sitting here going, why do I care about it being the main event of WrestleMania? If I can't get behind it, why do I care?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask? Now let's say Becky goes into Elimination Chamber, faces Asuka again for the title, wins the SmackDown Women's title, and then you have champion versus champion. Does that change your mind about Becky being?
It makes her much stronger again. Yeah, Okay. Then now I would feel that it's more of a fight. Yeah, and then Charlotte somehow get, well, you have a title, you shouldn't be facing. You're right, I'd be fine with that. I'd be 100% okay with it because it would make Becky look stronger. But as it stands right now, and it's just like me trying to. Finn Balor tapped out to Brock Lesnar that no one has done in years. Last time that someone tapped out was Trips. Triple H tapped to the Kimura lock. Everyone else is taking 75 F5s.
Even Seth Rollins on Monday.
Yeah. Like, they've taken all of these F5s and it's taken that long to beat them. Why is Finn tapping out to him? You built this story that Finn was the David to this Goliath, and David's not going to win this time, and then David didn't win. So already you made this huge build that you killed him with, which I stated I would hurt Finn, and it does now. Because I'm when he comes out, I'm like, whatever. You revivaled Finn to me.
when you didn't even give him a chance to grab the ropes. It was like the first time he was putting in that Kimura, he's done.
Yeah. He didn't fight out of it. Finn didn't look strong in that match to me. He had some great moves. But Finn did not come out of that match looking like everyone's like, oh, they told a great story. And okay, whatever.
I'm on that bandwagon. I think they did tell a good story.
But how does Finn look strong?
Out of desperate. Finn looks strong strictly because it doesn't matter that Finn tapped out to me. And, like however you want to look at it, Lesnar outweighed him by what 101 pounds. So out of desperation, like the story they told, the Kimura was only put in place because Brock was desperate. That was like the only way Brock was going to win that match, because that night, because of that abdominal injury, Finn had his number and he threw him in it. And it's not like Finn tapped the second it was put on him. But to Nick's point, yeah, I think you could have done a rope break and then you have Brock like drag him back to the middle and then have him tap. I think that would have made Finn look stronger, but he lasted for a little bit, and we've seen
it was an 8-minute match.
Okay, and for 7 minutes and 30 seconds, Finn owned that match.
He did beat his ass pretty good. Finn did.
And they did a great like the storytelling in that match was fucking great. Up until maybe the Kimura lock. But at the same time, it was out of desperation, and Finn still took Brock to his limits.
Well, and I didn't like the fact that the minute that cameraman stood up on that apron when Finn was in there, I'm like, it's over. He got into position to get that shot that ended the match. The minute that cameraman got up there, I'm like, fuck it. That's it. It took me out of it right there.
I was almost thinking that, okay, Finn taps, but now Brock has this really bad abdominal injury, so he has to forfeit the title. So you go into Elimination Chamber for the title.
Up off of that.
Did you see like the marks on his actual abdomen? Because the first shot was obviously like kayfabe. The second time he ran into it, I think he did it wrong because he looked like he was in pain.
Yeah. I agree. I don't know, man. It's... I'm currently, my thought process right now with Finn Balor is he's revivaled. I will never believe Finn's going to win anything. Ever.
Well, good.
Do you think he'll take
then when
the
he
IC
does,
title?
it'll be a surprise.
IC title?
I think he's taking the IC title. I think that's his consolation prize for having the job.
There that is again.
Well, no. What are you talking about? The R-Truth thing?
Yeah.
And the Becky thing you
I love that R-Truth thing.
See, I'm not, and again, I'm all right with, Joe made that point. He goes, here's the consolation prizes for everything. And I'm more of the, I don't understand why Becky went into the Rumble. I get Truth getting a U.S. title match. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all right with, and I'm all right with him taking it, and I'm all right with him beating Rusev.
Especially like in the way that he won 2 quick roll-ups. Like, yeah. It's great. And then they both beat the shit out of him. But what I find fucked up is, did they literally turn Rusev heel to make him a tag team with Shinsuke? Like, is that where we're going?
Can I be honest? I didn't think that you could turn Rusev heel right now.
Oh, no, that was the minute he walked into the ring was like, so he was walking to get into the ring, and he's like, I wanted to take that title from Shinsuke because somebody better. I knew he was going to get in the ring and cut a heel promo on Truth.
Oh, I agree too. But
the reaction to it was
he was cutting heel promos before, and people were still chanting Rusev Day. Mm-hmm. Truth got Rusev. Truth did to Rusev Day what Cancer did to Roman. Just the opposite.
And that's why he deserves that title.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that at all. Truth deserves the United States Championship.
He deserves more than like a Zack Ryder-esque run with it too,
where he loses the next day to the Miz.
Yeah, exactly.
Eric Rowan coming out. How do you feel about that, Nick?
Captain Daniel, he's our hero.
First of all, recyclable Rowan?
It's R with O is the recycle
I
sign.
was like, are you fucking serious? But
that's amazing though. Like, really.
It was funny. And to Joe's point in the chat, I think he's the one that brought up the fact that you took Bludgeon Brother and now you brought him back repackaged as Daniel Bryan's fucking butt buddy.
You know what's really funny though? Sorry to cut
No,
you
you're
off there.
fine.
But you called him. The only reason I'm saying this is because you said recyclable Rowan, and all the characters he's been through, he's like recyclable Rowan.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I just got to take it. It is what it is. We'll see how it works out because, obviously he's not going to have any impact on the Elimination Chamber unless he, fucking pulls a Kane or Undertaker and cuts his way through the ring.
I think you're right. I think Luke Harper is going to have an impact at the Elimination Chamber.
That'd be nice too.
Yeah.
And finally, there's a lot to get into, but the new WWE Championship. Mate, who put out the tweet?
Me.
Okay.
Who'd you think put out the tweet?
I don't know. It was good. The new WWE title. What do you think of it, Z? How do you think of it? What do you think of it?
All right, so at first, so I did not watch SmackDown as it was happening, and I was out last night, and I saw this picture of Daniel Bryan with this belt, and I thought it was Photoshopped. So I go home, and I watch SmackDown, and I watch the end of it. I was at a bar, and I saw the photo, and I flipped on Hulu, and I realized when he's holding the title that that the title is actually a real thing. At first I was kind of thrown off, but actually looking at it, I kind of really like it.
Right?
My problem is if it's made out of natural resources and Daniel Bryan's new stick is like fuck corporations and shit, I should be able to get like the replica on WWE.com for like $1.
That's what I was saying. I was saying it's going to be the cheapest fucking replica you can buy, and I would buy the fuck out of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Yeah,
I wear that thing everywhere.
Guess what we're wearing at my wedding, guys?
I would-
hemp titles.
Fucking love that
If you get-
shit.
If you get bored, light it on fire.
And the day is so much better. Tolly, what are you doing? Smoking the WWE Championship. Nick, what do you think of it? You like it?
I didn't at first glance, but then I was like, yeah, I can get on board with that. I definitely can. You got that Velcro strap back there.
Was it Velcro?
I think it was. Long Velcro strap to get that bad boy out
It's
there.
funny because the one he showed on TV looked like a kid's toy almost. Like it looked like a kid's belt, you know. But the one they're like showing after the fact looks more like an actual title where it's like, you know, the wood grain here and wood grain there and shit like that. That title that they've been promoting like after the fact, love it.
I like that wood grain behind that WWE.
And the
logo.
limestone gives it that I don't know, man. Just the colors in it make it pop too.
Yeah.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah.
I love every fucking thing about it.
And the best part is if I buy it, I can just whittle my own plate.
Getting a whittling.
He's gonna whittle.
Whittling me a belt.
Look at his whittle belt. All right. So Seth winning and challenging Brock, is that the right call, Nick?
Yeah. I mean, mind you, him and Daniel Bryan would be a great match. Mm-hmm. Somebody's got to beat Brock. They've just got to. I think Seth's definitely the man to do it. There's really no other way at this point. You're not going to have Finn do it. Seth's more over than anybody else, with the exception of maybe a couple other people, obviously. But yeah, it's the right call. I think it'll be a good feud leading up to Mania for sure.
Z.
I think it's the right call. I mean, I definitely saw it coming. But I don't know. Seth has had like from Mania to Mania. I mean, a Mania to Elimination Chamber or whatever. He's had a fantastic year from the clinics he's put on Raw. Just everything he's done. And when the last time he was champ, when he was heel, I think he had a good run. Like he's good in the ring. He's good. A little cheesy on the mic from time to time because he's a face, but that'll happen. But he's got everything else, and like Nick was saying, if you're not gonna have Finn do it, if you're not gonna have Daniel or AJ or anybody else do it, fuck it. You know what? Stomp on fucking Lesnar's head a couple times, and like I just see like F5 getting reversed. He lands on his feet, comes back, kicks him in the stomach, curb stomp, 1, 2, 3. You know, like I can see Seth winning it.
Yeah. And you know, I won't mind him winning it. I'm not against it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the fanboy in me would have liked to see Finn get a real WrestleMania moment. You know, him holding it over Seth. But the minute, and I even said it when we were making our picks, I was like, if Finn doesn't win this, Seth's not coming out first. He's not getting a Rumble moment. He's either getting a Rumble moment or he's getting a WrestleMania moment. And as soon as Finn lost, I was like, okay, so Seth's getting the WrestleMania moment.
He still came in at number 10.
He still had a great showing, and he was still the longest person in the Rumble.
Like 45 minutes or something.
Yeah, but again, that's just because you outlasted everyone doesn't mean that you get a Rumble moment. If you'd have went number 1 and then won.
He kind of had a Rumble moment. I mean, Lashley putting him through the table is a Rumble moment. Maybe not one you wanted to have, but
right.
Still memorable.
That being said, let's close this motherfucker out. 100% want to say thank you to AR Fox for calling in. Awesome interview. Definitely go check out, if you're in the Atlanta, Georgia area, Evolve 121, Friday, February 15th. Bell time is at 8 p.m. It's at the Kroc Center of Atlanta, 967 Dewey Street, Southwest, Atlanta, Georgia, 30310. etix.com, that's etix.com, or you can call 1-800-514-3849 and get your ticket. You can see Adam Cole of the Undisputed Era versus Shane Strickland, and you can watch AR Fox and Ruff take on the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, for the Evolve Tag Team Championships. Definitely make sure you come back. We're doing Evolve here in Michigan, Friday, May 10th. They're going to be back in Livonia. You're going to see some of the ring crew there. We'll be there, motherfuckers. I promise you.
I'm going to that shit.
Aren't most of us going?
I believe so. I mean, I don't even. The tickets haven't come out yet. It was literally announced, and then they got a hold of us to. So tickets haven't been out yet, but as soon as they're out, I promise you, we're going to be there. We're going to be going to that. You will see us at NXT in March for sure. Thank you so much to Daniel from Pro Wrestling Scorecards for calling in. Always great time. Can't wait to go back and forth again with them for WrestleMania this year. Maybe even the G1 Supercard.
3-0, baby. 3-0.
This will be the Celtics to their Lakers at the beginning.
I mean, if we beat them at Mania, we got to complete the sweep at like Money in the Bank or something, right?
Maybe. Is SummerSlam is the next one, or is it Money in the Bank?
It'd be Money in the Bank in June, and then SummerSlam in August or September, whenever it
Something
falls.
like that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We do this for you guys, so make sure you go check us out on our Facebook, facebook.com/BDRcast, Twitter at BDRcast, all of our social medias.
Social media Nito Fair.
Oh, yes, all of the social medias. We are your ring crew.
Victor Z's.
Yep.
Victor's.
You can't really see me, Nick.
And me, the almighty one, Mikey himself. Again, thank you so much for tuning in, and we are out.